All right, so if you click onto the game one doc,
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, you saw already, but I have every draft and then links to the fights. So I'm going to
Yeah.
just follow along with that. We can both talk about things at the same time. But before we get into game one, anything you're willing to let on about like general draft strategy you guys had going in, or
Yeah, sure. So,
uh,
oh, sorry. Should I
yeah, no,
start?
go ahead. Yeah, yeah. Talk over me
Um,
anytime because what I'm saying isn't important. What you're saying is.
so the night before, obviously, we wanted to set up drafts for game day. So, we knew like most of our drafts, we were target banning Chuck. I don't know if, yeah. So we know Chuck's most comfortable and his best hero is Celeste. So we didn't want to risk giving it to him. So we literally banned it every game.
Okay, so
Because
yeah, I noticed you guys were doing that. Are you always banned Celeste? So what did you consider his hero pool besides Celeste?
Lorelai, second. And
Isn't that
after,
a really good hero for Hammy too, though?
yeah, it is. But yeah, like we were talking about it, but Lorelai can be flexed like into so many. Well, she can be played mid and support, and we know Gabe's really good on it too. So that's why like just taking it off the table. Like, I mean, Shaded and Hammy can both play it too, but like I think like Hammy's hero pool is bigger than Chuck's. So if
Okay.
if we reduce Chuck's hero pool, he has like way less comfortable picks than Hammy does. So that was our thought process going behind it.
Yeah,
Um,
it seemed like especially game one, you guys were so much more prepared for the draft than they were, and that's not
mhm.
a dig at whoever did their draft. It just they seem to be like your guys' picks came in pretty fast, and you seem to have like a direction, and they were just like doing meta stuff, rather than purposeful plans. Is the take I got
Yeah,
from it.
we game one we definitely got like probably I could say like everyone was on a comfort pick, literally. It was like we got so many power picks, we got all our comfort picks. It was a really good draft for us. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like, do you want me to go step by step with
Yeah,
comfort bands and
I
stuff?
kind of wanted to like I that was just the initial stuff. It's really
Fair.
hard to see for me. Jeez, I need my glasses, but it looks like okay. So they banned Lyra.
So the reason I well, I don't think they okay. Well,
Yeah,
my
they
initial
banned
thought
Lyra
for the
first game, first ban.
hmm so shaded probably the most comfortable support is Lyra, and we play really well when he's on Lyra because like his portal engagements are so good. Like they're honestly like he probably has like the best Lyra, I think.
Okay.
I know I'm being a little biased, but like he just knows how to portal engage so well, and like coordinates it with the team so well. So like when he wants to portal engage, he sees someone caught out, like he just like shot calls for everyone to like be right next to him, and like we all go through with it, and like it's just yeah.
Yeah, I saw you guys do that, and I saw a tribe do it when they got when Gabe was
hmm
on Lyra as well.
hmm but yeah, that's probably Shaded's most comfortable one, his best hero. So, I mean, Ferox did it versus us too. They banned Lyra every single game. Um,
Yeah, I didn't watch the earlier games. This was the only series I watched, and then obviously I rewatched it when I prepped for what we're doing right now.
but yeah, it made the Lyra ban made sense.
Okay, so they obviously, I probably didn't give them enough credit. They obviously had their target bands going into, which was Lyra to take it away from Shaded, and
hmm
there's no chance of anybody playing Lyra mid, right? In this series.
Not with Hammy or Chuck. No, they're
Okay.
not really. I mean, they could pull it out, and it's like a possibility, but they're not really comfortable on the on Lyra mid.
And it's just because they're not comfortable, or is she not viable?
No, she's actually really strong. But I think with us both having Gabe, like with Tribe having Gabe and with us having Shaded, like we know how strong they are. Like they know how strong they are when it's like in their own position with
Right.
those two
So
point
basically, if you get
players.
Lyra, she's going Rome because
Yeah, no matter what,
yeah,
because yeah,
because of Gabe, because comfort of the mid laners, but more so because of how good she is with the roams.
with Gabe and Shaded, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm not paying super attention to the chat. I'm just live streaming this so some people can watch while we do it. But I just glanced over and see people are in chat, so I appreciate you. But just so you know, I'm not going to be paying attention enough to see your questions and shit. Maybe after each game, I'll take a look over. But oh shit, Chuck Aki, what's up, guys? All right, well, I would pay attention to anything Chuck had to say about. Anyways, I'm letting you know I'm not gonna. It's not a normal stream for me. This is mostly for video. So, anyways, you guys do the bands we already talk about. Let's see. Yeah, Lyra, Lorelei. They banned Churn. So Churn's only jungle, right? There's no chance of Churn going roam.
He can roam,
But
but
like in this series, because he never did.
yeah.
Well, he was banned a
It,
lot, but anytime I saw him, it was
I think honestly, Churn is just like a really safe ban. Like nobody really wants to play against it. It's just so annoying to play against, and like the CC it brings, it's just yeah. So it's more of a like a safe ban rather than targeting someone, you know. In my opinion,
yeah.
and that's just another crucible that you need to buy, and like with Churn you could like build a comp around him, just stacking CC, and it gets real
I had
annoying.
asked you at the time too, but was there any issue with them changing all the changes they did like 2 days before this? Because that happened, right?
The
They did like
changes like
they did like balance changes update or something.
oh yeah, no, it honestly didn't really affect much. It
Okay.
was like yeah, no,
It
not
didn't
really.
affect it in that you guys were able to figure it out, or it didn't affect it that the changes didn't change the meta.
No, the changes didn't change the meta.
Okay.
Like it just made the strong like carries are like a little bit stronger. But yeah, like we already knew those heroes were strong, but like yeah, it didn't change much. It didn't change anything to be honest.
Okay. Cool. All right, so you guys get your Celeste band, which is what you already talked about. You got both your priority bands targeting
Yeah.
Chuck. So you're happy. You sounded like you're happy with the whole draft, but definitely happy up to this point. And Churn
Yeah.
wasn't like a priority pick for you, so it's not like you guys were distraught or even
Yeah, no.
you didn't care at all that Churn was off because you don't want to play
For sure.
against him either.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they did pick Flicker first. Any thoughts about that? Some of this stuff will get repetitive later on in other drafts, but so we don't have to go over it then. But just for this first one, I
Yeah.
want to hear like
So
everything you have to say about every hero.
Flicker jungle is really, really strong because of like his early game presence with the with the slow, the blue contract, the boots, like you're
Yeah,
able
and
to
I
get a
know
lot of
I wrote. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I wrote
no,
about it in later team fights. But they fought around Flicker's ult really really well.
yeah,
It seemed like that was what they were. I don't know if it was a shot call thing or something they planned, but they seemed really organized around Flicker's ults throughout the series.
yeah, he just provides like a really strong presence in the early to mid game, and he's able to like set up so many plays. Like you're able to get so many picks if you have Flicker. So
Did you
like
guys ever
ganking.
pick him? I can't remember. I've watched too many games.
I honestly don't think we ever did this series. I don't think so.
Is that purposeful or is that just the way it worked out?
It's honestly just the way it worked out.
Hmm.
Like Delphi's really good at Flicker, but
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, no, Flicker's really, because this meta like the jungle's really set up as like the second support, so you're not really going like damage carries in the jungle. You're going like
Yeah. CC.
basically roamers, CC.
Yeah.
So Flicker, like she's able to gank the side lane so well and so easily. and you can get like a lot of early kills with the flicker pick. So it's just really good overall in general.
Yeah, basically you can do exactly what they did with it. That's the good part about it. And we'll see during this video all the cool things they did with flicker. So is that something you guys expected to see as a first pick? Like, is it first pick worthy? I know it's good, but is it?
Honestly, I didn't think they would first pick it.
If you guys were A side, would you ever first pick it?
Against Tribe, no. We wouldn't first pick flicker.
Okay.
I don't think we did.
And you didn't because you had a couple chances too, I'm sure, and you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, definitely against other teams, flicker was a way bigger priority.
I wonder what it is about your team that they decided it was a good choice then, since you guys wouldn't pick it against them.
I know that, like, so when we played Ferox, flicker was like one of the biggest priorities that series.
For them versus you, or you guys? I didn't watch the series.
For Ferox, Vision versus Ferox.
Yeah, but for them to pick versus you, or you guys to pick against them? You were picking it, or they were?
We were picking it.
Oh, gotcha.
To take it away from them. We were first picking flicker that series a lot. Or it was either first picked or banned.
Oh, so maybe they also first picked it to not let you guys pick it, because that was the last series you played before this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they also looked at it as like a denial pick so that you guys couldn't pick it versus them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys already had a Vox strategy coming into this, and I don't know if he was good throughout the whole series, but Vox was no matter who was playing him.
Vox
was a
won
monster
every single game this series.
Yeah. So obviously you guys already had that going in. Like if you can get Vox for Hammy. Or was that a game time thing?
No, we knew like Hammy's best mid laner, probably Vox. So we knew if like we had the chance to pick it up, like we're just getting it no matter what, to be honest. And also Vox counters flicker like really, really well. Because
right.
Flicker,
because you
want to.
You get vision on all the bounces. Is that why?
Well, no. So with flicker, you want to like hard engage with like his ult, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like you ult, everyone's invisible, you just dive the backline, right? And so with Vox, like with the Eve sustain and like all the bounces, Vox just throws his ult and like everyone just melts because everyone's clumped up together because everyone's invisible. They're all trying to dive the backline, but like with Vox, it just counters the engage so well.
Gotcha.
And that happened.
No, it definitely did happen. I know I watched the later games more recently, so I can definitely say it happened. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, and Arden. Anything to say about Arden?
Yeah, Arden right now is really strong. Like
always top lane?
No. We put him bot lane this game.
Oh, that's right. Tivo was on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he could be flex top or bot, and he just.
I actually think Tivo was the unsung hero of this game. I almost forgot about this game. Like, obviously, most of the attention is going to go to Hammy because he is good at Vox, and they did a lot of work. But Tivo was just always on a carry that he needed to be on and deleting them.
Yeah, he was like 1v2ing like a lot of the times.
Yeah,
like
and really not take. I guess because it's Arden, but really not taking that much damage, being quite far away from the rest of the team.
Yeah, no.
But he was like a little seeking missile once he would find the carry he needed.
Arden's really strong, and that's why. I mean, they banned. I'm pretty sure Arden was banned every game after this. I was honestly surprised they didn't ban it this game because Tribe always bans Arden because they just don't want to deal like they don't want to play against it because it's really strong this meta, like super strong. So yeah, we were surprised. Like we got 2 insanely good part picks right off the bat with this draft, so we were pretty.
So far the draft couldn't be going any better. Like if you could do it again, you'd do it exactly the same way.
Yeah, no, this draft for sure, exactly the same.
Okay, I missed one frame, but nonetheless, we can talk about both. So they picked Yates and Finn, who
Mhm.
both those heroes are priority picks throughout this draft. Actually, maybe not, you know, before what you guys just picked, but those heroes are either banned or picked in almost every game, I think.
In this series,
Yeah, Yates comes up a lot, I think. Not this game, this
I
series.
don't think we ever banned Yates or Finn, but I know.
They were picked a lot,
Uh,
is what, or picked or banned,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Tribe likes playing Yates top a lot for. I honestly don't know. I think it's really bad top. He's a really bad top laner, but
Well, you guys ran at jungle, right? Delphi. I think Delphi
yeah,
played it
yeah,
when
yeah.
you.
I
Is
think
that where
yeah,
you'd prefer to run it?
yeah, definitely. So
You're a top
you
laner.
know,
Why don't you like it top?
the clear is so bad because of his attack speed. It's just atrocious.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So people are able to push really hard
And
against.
his B's not good enough to clear waves.
No, I mean, like you can try. Like if you're Yates top, like you can maybe hook in like the bot laner into your turret, maybe get a kill. But if the if you know you're playing against a good smart bot laner, like that's never gonna happen. So like his clear is just so bad, and I mean Yates, his utility is really good.
Right.
So like that's why in my opinion, he's way better at jungle. But the Zell like plays Yates a lot, and if he has the chance, I think that's like his favorite, like most comfortable top laner. So like
I would have
they
assumed
would
his biggest impact in the games you guys played would be like hooking people, but it was actually changing the tide of fights by ulting in. So like there'd be either an even fight 3-on-3 or something, and then all of a sudden it's a 4v3 because Yates
Mhm.
shows up.
Yeah, I mean
And
his
and like the pulls didn't. Sometimes they were impactful, but usually like the person would either get away or it didn't change the tide of a fight.
yeah, like I said, he provides a lot of utility, but I just don't think it's. Hmm. I don't think it should be prioritized as much as Try prioritizes it, but it worked out for them. So,
Okay, and then Finn.
um, Finn's just like a really good support, like
If they
aggressive.
hadn't picked him, would you guys have picked him for your support?
Shaded doesn't really like Finn. Um, he likes playing aggressive mid laners. So this meta is basically well, this series, and I think this meta still, it's mostly mid oriented. So whoever wins mid, whoever has the stronger mid matchup, basically wins the game. So Shaded likes to play like really aggressive early supports. So like Adagio, Lyra. What else would be there? I think those two are like the best ones. Oh, Lorelei is really good also as well.
So just range that you can poke and annoy the
And do like
prevent
broad damage.
farm.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, he doesn't really like Finn. Um, I don't know. I guess that's just a preference thing. We did pick Finn one game.
Yeah, yeah, I remember it was either game 4 or 5.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, Shaded doesn't really
It
like
was the
Finn.
same game that Delphi was on Yates, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
But no, we wouldn't have picked Finn if they didn't pick it.
All right, and then so you guys grab Adagio and Tony.
Tony. So Adagio, like I said, Shaded really likes those aggressive supports in the mid lane, and Adagio is probably like the most aggressive one, if not maybe Lyra. But the only thing with Adagio is he kind of does fall off late game, but his early to mid game is insane.
His early game's better than Lyra's, then, right?
I think yeah. I mean, I think they're both like pretty even, but I think Adagio
More
would take
damage and
yeah.
less problems with energy, probably.
His ult's really really strong too. Like if you don't get Crucible first, like if the Adagio is good, like it's it's really strong. It could
It
change the
seemed like
tempo.
most games, the supports at least, were getting Crucible first. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a couple exceptions I noticed, but for the most part, it was that.
Yeah.
I guess because there's so much CC and fucking
There's a lot of
Vainglory now.
CC, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
Uh,
then Tony, I mean, that's just like one of Delphi's most comfortable favorite junglers. So yeah, that's why.
it's interesting you say that because I is this the only game he played in?
I think he played it.
Let me check real quick. Did he play it game 2?
I think he played it more than once. Maybe this was the only game. I don't know.
But if it's one of his favorites, I would have expected to see it more because it was never
Yeah.
banned and it was never picked by
The thing
them.
with Tony though, like, I mean, he is good, but there's better junglers that fit this meta right now. So like Flicker, Yates, Churnwalker. What else? Yeah, I think that's about it. But like the thing is, like, why we didn't? Like I said, like he's good and Delphi's really good on it, but like there's better junglers, so that's why. But like right here, like Yates and Flicker were obviously off the table because Tribe had it, so we went with Tony.
Okay. I'll make a mental note of that because I'm curious. I felt like sometimes Delphi was on heroes he wasn't comfortable with.
Okay.
Maybe that's just my perception, but I'll try to point out the examples I see of that later on. All right. So every single time, what's this hero called? Kinetic. Sorry, I don't know the newer hero names that well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kinetic, and I think this is the only time we saw Varia too.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Kinetic was in every game though. In every game.
Yeah, and always lost.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly don't know if a Tribe wanted to lose this first game on purpose. I heard that.
What would be the viability of that? Starting off with a loss.
I guess to see like because okay, so leading up to WESG, we were scrimming quite a bit, but we never scrimmed Tribe. And so I guess
was that your choice or their choice?
That was our choice.
Okay.
They wanted to scrim us, but we didn't. I guess to see like how we play and like what our our comfort picks are, but yeah, because Varia. I mean, honestly, I don't think. What else could Chuck have played? Because Chuck's not comfortable on Varia at all.
Well, I think it's the last game or the second to last game. You guys get almost their exact draft, and you guys pick Idris.
Yeah.
Do you think Idris is a better choice than Varia?
Honestly, I think they're both pretty bad, but like once everything's off the table, I do think Idris is better. But like into Vox, it's just you can't really Varia or Idris. You can't really do anything with like either of those heroes.
All right, I'll bring back because I was curious because obviously this isn't a good comparison, but in regular rank queue, it seems like Varia is always pretty strong. But I guess I've noticed like sometimes in team fights where people start to group up when her ult can actually hit people and it makes them start retreating. Like almost her ult's zoning potential can be used, especially with how much CC there is in the game right now.
Yeah, the only thing with Varia is that her early game is like insanely weak. So if people know how to abuse that, then it's gonna be really hard for her to get to late game.
Isn't Idris's late or early game like terrible too?
Yeah, but I think Idris. I don't know. I just think, yeah, neither Hammy nor Chuck are really like, they don't play Varia enough to, I guess play like. Varia's in a weird spot. I don't know honestly, but like neither of them play Varia. Right?
Obviously, she's not top tier, but when most of the stuff's off the table, like it is in this draft, who do you think would have been better for them here? Well, obviously Silver Nail over Kinetic. I remember you saying that when we first talked about this, right?
Yeah, for sure. I was surprised that they didn't pick it. But like I said, maybe this game they didn't, they wanted us to win, I guess.
That's such a
Um,
weird like. You can find out what they're doing, or is it just to give your guys a mental break so they don't have to be all in on the game that you blew the draft on purpose?
I mean, who knows, right? Like I won't ever. I mean, unless I ask them, right? But I don't know because school is obviously his favorite. I'm pretty sure, like his most proficient, his favorite ball laner is Silver now. So I was kind of surprised they didn't pick it here.
Yeah.
But maybe, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, and then the Varia, like there's really nothing else he could play. We took because Adagio is a pretty good mid, but we obviously took him off. Like we took him too. So Chuck's really left with no picks here. So, I mean, Scarf maybe, but no, that's Scarf in this meta is pretty bad too.
Yeah, and nobody ever picked her or him. I
Yeah.
guess it's a him.
So this was really good for us. Like like I said, we put Chuck on an uncomfortable hero, and it worked out well.
All right, and so is Jewel your best hero in this meta, or your most comfortable?
No, that is
If you
not.
could have any hero, not forget the rest of the draft, who would you pick?
For Alpha, that's my favorite one.
Interesting.
Um,
But
yeah.
you only want it against certain heroes. So why didn't you pick Alpha here
I
when
um
when she's on the table and you're going against Kinetic, which you did the second game and you shit on him?
yeah, they honestly I don't I mean, I saw they had I think Joel was like Joel is a much safer pick than Alpha. Because with Alpha, if you're not able to take advantage of his strong early game, um, you're gonna be useless throughout the rest of the game. Literally, you're not gonna do anything. But I mean, with Jewel, like the thing is why like Jewel's really good top is because she can like just ult her wave, and it clears it instantly, and so it makes it very hard for bot laners to get your turrets.
Yeah, you
And
delay
also,
so much longer after you hit
yeah,
level 6.
and I mean obviously her ult, if you can land that, it just does.
And you have an escape, which is nice too.
Yeah. Um, you know, she's like one of the safest picks for top lane.
So did you pick Jewel or did your team pick Jewel for you? Because you were saying you would have rather had Alpha.
This game, no, I'm saying Alpha's like my favorite top laner. But I think we decided as a team, this game like Jewel would be best because Kinetic and Varia are really squishy. I mean, they both have dashes to dash out of my ult, but yeah. And I was like trying to because Jewel's like she's not an easy hero.
No. It's really easy to look retarded with your ults.
Yeah, especially with how big the map is, and like it's really easy to like just completely fuck up an ult. But late game, her ult's on a pretty low cooldown.
Oh,
so
it is. I was surprised how low the cooldown's got. It's like 24 seconds or 22 seconds, something like that.
27. Yeah, really low. But yeah, it's not easy, That's why I was trying to like practice a lot to like try and perfect, just the ults in general and like, yeah. But I mean, yeah, I try not to. The thing is with Jewel, like even if I think with Jewel you want to just spam as much ult as you can because of how low the cooldown is. But with me, like I don't want to like mess up, so I try to save my ults, but that's not how you want to play it.
So in hindsight, you think you should have used it a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, interesting. I felt like you were using it a lot, and I thought, for the most part, when you played Jewel, like even not that the casters have anything interesting to say, but that was one thing they did say is that your Jewel was good. Like obviously, it's easy to shit on you if it doesn't hit home, but it doesn't matter. There was never a time where you used it and then like immediately got engaged on and you didn't have it. It was always like I'm gonna use it because we're not fighting yet, and I can get some damage down.
Yeah, it also you want to be really careful with when you ult and like where, because you're stuck in that place, you know.
Yeah,
And
for
so the
whatever
team
it
can
is, 2 or 3
easily,
seconds.
yeah, and so the enemy team can easily jump you and like kill you because you're going no defense with this hero. You're just going full glass cannon. So if you're able to catch her out, like she's dead. Like, you know, you have the jump, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's not an easy hero to play.
No, I think
Like,
I think you did really good with that. I mean, I'm sure there's always something you could do better, but I didn't notice any glaring times where, at least that part of it, where you were in a poor position when you used it. You know.
yeah.
So you could take that away. I just wrote some notes about like all the fights and the earlier games. I put like extra notes, which I kind of gave up on afterwards. But I just wanted more so for the viewers to know like why I skipped. You know, for like this first one, why I skipped 8-9 minutes into the game. And it's just because there's nothing going on, and I don't want to have to watch or talk about all this other bullshit.
Yeah.
So like here there was a fight, but there's no kills. That's all you need to know about it. Like there's no point in watching it. There's nothing you're gonna say. But so if you click the link, you see how that works. That way,
Yeah.
and then you can just click refresh and rewatch it. Some of the fights are much better watched on slow mo. So don't be afraid to do that. So I'm watching the first fight. I don't know if you are as well.
I have an ad right now, so I don't know if you want to
I don't know if you want to add a ad blocker to your computer. That'd be cool.
All right. Wait, does
I'm
that
just
work
kidding.
with Twitch?
Yeah. It does.
Oh, I didn't know.
But if you're
Okay.
watching my stream, which I never stream, but if you are, don't add an ad blocker.
Okay.
It does. I don't know if you're on a Mac, right?
Yeah.
uBlock Origin is the one I use for Chrome. I don't know if they make that one for Safari, but that one's pretty good. It's an
Yeah.
Anyways, you don't have to use one, but nonetheless.
Right. I'm paused in the very beginning.
You could just watch it a couple times. I'm gonna play it through once for the viewers, and then we'll talk about it. Just to refresh your memory. And I'll read you what I wrote, or you can read it. But I'll read it so the viewers can see what I wrote about the fight, and then we'll rewatch it again, and you can give me thoughts.
Oh yeah, I remember this fight.
You guys looked so good this game. It was actually, I was like, the series is already over watching this game, and the next one for that matter.
Yeah.
All right. There's pretty much the fight. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to say, or any further that matters.
Yeah, that it was. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's see. What did I write? I wrote that Vision wins but doesn't get anything for it. But since you guys were behind on gold, since they had already taken Ghost Wing, I guess it is impressive that you won. I noted Gabe's pull at the beginning because it was bad. And then here's what you were talking about with Delphi, like his proficiency on Tony, because this whole beginning of this fight is all him.
It was because of him.
Yeah, the taunt, and then
he carried that so hard. Like,
the taunt and the ult combo. I mean, obviously anybody could do that, but it's hard in a professional match. Like you don't see this shit.
It's hard to ult with Tony because you know how Tony's ult works.
Yeah.
It's just so weird, and the fact that he was able to old school there and get him behind our turret, that was just insane.
Yeah, and I mean, getting him behind the turret's cool, but that he's isolated from his team even to escape the turret's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was just insane mechanics by Delphi.
What's crazy too is, so at the time, T Tigers has their team's Crucible, but he's not close enough to use it, so he couldn't even help his team. Really good by you guys. I mean, obviously you can't plan for that part, but they did have a Crucible, so even like say he could have activated it, right? Let's assume he could because he's a pro. Like he wasn't even there to do it.
Yeah, I'm seeing it again. Yeah, he was
The
not
only
there.
other like notable part of this fight, like the rest of it just kind of goes how you'd expect. And we'll see this throughout the fight, but like um Tivo and Delphi are, just little homing missiles on the carries.
Yeah.
They never stop going for them. And then Excelsior's pull of you mid jump, I'm gonna assume that was
That was
accidental
not
and
intentional.
yeah, not intentional
No.
because that's insane mechanics if it was. But it looked cool on stream, and rewatching it now, it's actually pretty crazy. For the viewers, it's going to happen at the end of this fight when they're by Tribe's mid turret. You'll see Neon jump, and he just gets pulled out of midair. It's pretty crazy.
I was gonna. Well, my intention
But
was stunning Tiggs there, but
right, and then you can get something off of it if that doesn't happen, because you're still alive and everybody has more health, I think. But that pull ended up making you guys not get anything off the back of it. I think
yeah, it
single-handedly.
was that, and then the Varia had. I think she had stacks there, and she did like a decent amount of damage. So
Yeah, well, you guys have to stay longer because you didn't stun
yeah.
T-Tigers. And you die. You probably wouldn't have died, so I don't know. That was pretty crazy. But yeah, I didn't think it was intentional either.
She hit them all with like her A, and it just chunked Tammy. So
and she
yeah,
she autos a few more times than she probably would have been able to, or safely able to, if you were still up and you guys would have killed T-Tigers earlier.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, right. that was really good. Like that fight basically set the pace of the rest of the match.
Yeah, and it's a great start for you guys too, because I mean it's the first real skirmish of the series. So you like you said, you guys hadn't even scrimmed, so it's cool to the first real fight like you guys destroy.
Yeah.
But definitely shout out to Delphi for the start of that fight, because that was insane. Okay, sure. Second fight. We'll watch it once all the way through. I have mine muted because I don't really care what Tasty Bacon and Forecourt have to say.
Yeah, mine's muted as well.
Okay, this is exactly what you were talking about. The ult in, and they actually do this a lot. I remember this. Dude, the fights in this game are insane. I think my take on this fight at the end of it was that this easily could have gone Tribe's way. And it's almost luck that it didn't. I mean, it's good play that also has a little bit of luck. So let's go back to my notes. I wrote a lot on this one. So my question was, first question was, why do you think Tribe made this call?
So obviously they wanted to get our blue buff there. I guess, they wanted to get the buff, fight over it, win the fight, go for ghost swing. But I don't know why they chased this so hard, and
I assumed it was because they saw Hammy. Like, maybe they didn't expect to see Hammy he was almost by himself. Like, if you look at the very start of the fight, and I gotta fight the temptation to scroll because it's like a 7-hour stream because they streamed something else after. But like they didn't have vision, so all they see is you and Hammy. I don't know if they knew where everybody else was.
Also, okay, so Tiva was farming his bot lane, and so they knew he wasn't there. So it was a 4v5.
They know they have numbers. So what's interesting about the beginning of this is, I'm going to play this in slow-mo for the viewers. And I've watched it a couple times, so god damn it. I already know this happened. But if you watch after T-Tigers gets the slow on Hammy, Excelsior immediately pulls, but Hammy Sonic zooms right behind Shaded as the pull's hitting him. So they end up pulling Shaded and not Hammy. But I think had they gotten a hold of Hammy, they actually would have... I mean, that was their target, and they're still trying to kill him. And they don't even end up killing Shaded, even though he's one tick away. I think it's really disorienting for teams when they know their target if their target gets away.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something you experience. You could tell me better, but I see it throughout the series where either they can't get onto the target they want, your team and the other team. You can't get on the target you want, and then it's
Yeah, it's
almost
really
like people don't
frustrating.
know what to do,
Yeah.
or they're
No,
waiting for a shot call, or some guys do one thing, some guys do the other. So, but I
I
think,
think
go ahead.
no, I just think they're like Tiggs dove way too hard. He got the slow off on Hammy, yeah, but Hammy was like basically already near the turrets, like at that point,
Yeah,
and
way
everyone was
way
just
beyond
like,
the CP buff. That's
yeah.
I guess that's what kind of where I was going with. Why do you think they made this call? So maybe the call wasn't to go that deep. It was just to get the CP buff.
I don't think they planned on having, going that deep, but I think Tiggs just, did that and, you know,
Right.
he, yeah.
Well, they every time they have flicker, this is at this stage of the game they always do their fights like this.
Yeah, because like I said, like with Flicker, you wanna really hard engage, and if you can't hard engage with Flicker, then the
Yeah.
pick's useless. Like you're not doing anything else with him. Like you have to fight like this.
Right.
But with like I said, Fox just counters that so well, and he's able to kite and silent. Like, yeah.
All right. That
But
was
yeah,
a really
like
interesting
right
fight.
there.
You think if they pull Hammy, like what I was just saying, basically, do you think there's any validity to what I'm saying? That if they pull Hammy, they win that fight?
Possible. I think so.
Like
Possibly.
if they pull him out of his Sonic Zoom, so Sonic Zoom down for a couple seconds, and they're on him, they probably kill him, right?
Probably. Yeah. Um.
And
Yeah.
then
No. I think he does die there if they get the pull off.
yeah, and then instead of you guys getting Ghost Wing, they get Ghost Wing, even if that's the only kill they get.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I love like just little tiny things that could have gone either way that possibly
Hmm.
could have changed games. It's great. Like when you think about micro stuff like that in relation to the macro, I don't know. I've always found that interesting.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough of that fight. Did I say anything else? Talked about this. Discombobulated.
Oh, I think you talked about like us getting what Black Clock to that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's go back to that because that's an interesting part. The dragon prioritization throughout this series is something I wanted to ask you about because I don't really know enough about it to have an informed opinion, but just curiosity, I guess.
Hmm.
Do you guys pick Ghostwing because you're closer to it?
So Ghostwing is always the better dragon, unless it's 25 minutes, and that's when Black Claw is enraged. That's when Black Claw is really good.
So even if this fight had happened over by Blackclaw, you guys would have walked over to Ghostwing to take it.
Was this fight at Ghostwing?
Yeah. It's right above
Okay.
Ghostwing.
It depends because I think I think sometimes when a fight, just happens, and let's say the fight happens at Black Claw, I'm sorry, and we get a couple kills. I think most of the time we'll just get Black Claw because it's right there, and you don't want to waste time.
And how come even though you guys are now shopped and you have Ghostwing buff, there's no like this happens throughout the series too. There's no meandering over to Blackclaw to like force another fight back to back or even take Blackclaw if they don't challenge you.
Mm, like I said, I don't really like Black Claw as an objective, unless it's 25 minutes because it gives the other team gold after killing it, and like it's really easy to kill in the early stages of the game. But I mean, I guess for purposes of like baiting out a fight, it's good, you know.
But routinely, like both teams actually, this at this stage in the game anyway, like further on the games that go later to like 20 minutes, you guys do. But the fights that happen here, like 10 to 15 minutes, those death timers, you guys almost both teams never go do both dragons. So I guess it's just what you were saying, that it's not a priority target. Like it's not
Yeah,
even
no.
worth.
Also, like in team, like if there's a lot of people, okay, so let's say we win a team fight and we take a swing, and some of us are still like relatively low, like it's not really smart to go for Black Claw because I guess
Doesn't
we do
Ghostwing.
have.
You guys were pretty full in this one specifically, but
Yeah, because my video's not working, so I can't.
what? It's all good.
But yeah, no, like I said, Black Claw early game isn't really like that good, to be honest. Um,
So
but yeah, also I guess then
by
like
early, do you mean pretty much until 25 minutes, or
yeah, pretty much.
or
Unless
unless
it's
or unless you guys are super ahead?
yeah, if we're ahead and like we have Ghost Swing, we killed a couple of them, then you know what, Black Claw's up. Let's go for it. That's easy objective right there. Obviously, if it's 25 minutes, that's a plus
Okay, and
because
then the only other thing I asked is there's no viability to taking Black Claw and then while they deal with it, taking Ghostwing.
no, that's really bad.
Okay.
Especially like early on. Like let's say you take Black Claw and then you're like, okay, they're gonna have to be focused on the dragon. Let's take Ghost Swing. You're just giving them free gold.
Gotcha.
And Black Claw
Right,
might
right.
not even take a turret. So that's just a really bad rotation. If anything, you want to do Ghost Swing first and then Black.
Okay, interesting. I some of that I mean, it all makes sense, but some of that I didn't know. Most of it I didn't know, obviously, if I'm asking these questions.
Mm-hmm. So you never wanted like take Black Claw and not be able to push with it, or like at least split push with it. You want to like abuse that you got it. But yeah.
Okay, so the next thing isn't really a team fight, but it results in some interesting objective takes. So I think that's the only reason I put it. So they get TiVo out. I don't know if you're watching this, but to jog your memory. Not really on him. I mean, they use Flicker's ult. Do you think he should have saved his gauntlet there?
Let me see. It's still loading for me.
Okay. Because Gauntlet's a really long cooldown.
Okay, I'm watching right now. Let's see.
And it's not like he was going to get out. That's all. Like the only thing I could see that maybe could have been changed for this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he should have saved it there, but I guess in the moment you're trying to escape, get out. You just do it it's an instinct.
Yeah. I'm sure I would have done it too. But so this is more the part that I thought was interesting. So they go to mid. I think they take mid. Yeah, they take mid. While you guys push 2 turrets on. That's technically your top lane, but we'll call it bot since the map's oriented this way for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Who got the better of that? They got a kill in a first tier mid turret, and you guys got 2 top. Your technical top, but bot.
I think we did.
Tier 2. That's what I would think. Tier 2 is always going to be better than.
It's a tier 1, and like it is mid, and mid's like really important, but we get 2 turrets and they only got 1, so I think we definitely won that trade, even though they did get a kill. But no. And then, we ended up getting mid after too. So.
Yeah, but that's mostly because how much damage Hammy put down on Gabe, almost catching Gabe out.
I also got, I think, skull really low there with my ult too.
Yeah, no, your ult was great. I don't think I don't know if I had this tagged. I don't think that's the next fight. Maybe it is, but
no, but yeah,
that was a really good ult. You should pat yourself on the back. I mean, if you're taking the time to go through this, anytime you do something good, you should maximize it, and anytime you do something bad, you should minimize it. I did note it. I didn't link it though.
I see it there.
Yeah. All right. On to the next fight.
I'm watching it right now.
This is one of those times where that we were talking about with TiVo and Arden, like for how long he was isolated by himself. The fact that
Oh, look,
he
you see
doesn't
right there.
die is
Zell hooked
insane.
in Hammy and they couldn't even do anything. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I'll replay it in a minute. I just wanted to let it play all the way out, so for our million viewers, everybody's watching. All right, let's replay this. Yeah. Play it one more time because it's a long fight, and then I'll read my notes about it. Okay, you got vision down this time. I think that helped a lot too.
Yeah.
Although it seemed like you guys kind of knew they were coming.
Yeah.
They did hook Hammy, but Old School is so scared, or we'll just call it what it is, kiting away from TiVo, that he wasn't able to get any damage down on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, TiVo actually won. TiVo did so good there because he dove Old School pretty hard in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it actually, Gabe popped Fountain for that. Yeah, that was really good, actually.
They should, almost to the point where they should have changed targets. Because, once again, T-Tigers went dove really far. I guess because they're trying to get to Hammy.
Yeah, he dove really far once again.
But I'll try to replay it again and pause. There's a moment where if they turn around, they kill TiVo, and you guys can't really get anything back for it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously it ends well for you guys, but I'll try to pause it at that moment. So yeah, after he uses his gauntlet, I'll pause right here. I don't know if you can see my stream, but you guys are all full health. But TiVo's balls deep, and everybody else. So TiVo's low and Old School's low, but everybody else on the map is pretty much full health.
Yeah, they all collapse on him there. They kill him.
Yeah,
100%.
Interesting. This is one of those things I was talking about though, the target selection, your win, whatever you guys define as your win parameters and target selection early on. If you aren't able to do it, you see it on both sides. It disorients your teams really bad.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we're going through this with a fine-tooth comb in hindsight, and hindsight's 2020. So, in the heat of the moment, to be able to see that would be super impressive. But that's the whole point of this. But
for sure.
Let's see what I wrote. Oh, another thing I noted was that you guys are all infused for this fight, and only Chuck and Old School are for them, which is actually a pretty important note, I think. Right?
Yeah, it is.
Infusions are still really important, and you see it actually throughout the series. The side with infusions tends to do better, although the side with infusions is usually the side ahead too.
Yeah, we just knew Ghost Swing had just landed, and we wanted to be infused for the fight, so we were ready.
All right, what else did I write here? Pause that.
Oh my god, looking at these two fights, it's pretty funny.
Let me replay this one more time. I noted something about Shaded's Fountain because he does Fountain for TiVo, but it's only for TiVo because nobody else is remotely in danger, or really even being attacked at the moment he fountains.
Let me see.
I guess maybe he did think they were going to turn on TiVo. Either way, either way, it ends up being great. But it was interesting that, you usually, especially if somebody's isolated like that, the captains won't fountain for them because they're gonna die anyway.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it worked out well. But I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. I tend to focus more on the captain stuff because I'm more comfortable with it, obviously. But
Hmm.
oh, and then I noticed something about the dragons. So if you let it play a little bit after you guys take Ghost Wing, some people shop. You push a lane, and it's like there's a delay, but then you guys decide to go to Black Claw. Were you waiting on like a shot call to go to Black Claw, or why the delay there?
Um,
I guess is
so
what
when
I
you want
wanted
to
to
take,
ask.
anytime you want to take Black Claw or Ghostwing, for us at least, I'm pretty sure for Tribe too, we always want to have our lanes pushed out. So if we have minions pushing to our turrets, and we're taking them on objective, that's really bad, because we're losing turrets in the process of pushing an objective. But if we have all our waves pushed out, like we have control of like all 3 lanes, and the Black Claw's pushing.
So it
I
was
don't know if that
purposeful.
makes
It was
sense.
purposeful to push lanes.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
it wasn't because obviously I
It
don't know what I'm
wasn't
talking
just like
about. So to me it looked like you guys were
just farming.
going back, yeah, going back to the status
Yeah, no,
quo, and
we're
then somebody was like, "Oh, we should take Black Claw." Obviously, I
no,
knew that wasn't what happened, but it kind of did look like that to me.
yeah, no, we were just
But
getting
I'm
our
an
lanes
idiot.
pushed out and getting ready for the Black Claw.
Okay, interesting.
Mhm.
I'm learning so much. Hopefully, somebody else learned something from this too. But if not, I'm enjoying it. Thank you for your time, dude. I appreciate it.
No, no problem.
All right, what are we on? Fourth fight, right? Yeah, fourth fight.
Yeah.
And the subsequent games will go faster, but there's a lot of things that I either see come up a lot or draft stuff that is going to take more of the first game. Oh, this is at the tail end of that Black Claw push, so
Yeah.
it's right after. And I think
Oh my god, that was when Delphi ulted in there. That could have been really bad.
not the
I'm
best Tony
surprised.
play.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised he didn't die there, to be honest.
They
Was
weren't
it?
expecting it either.
They crucibled it. And he got hooked in and stunned. Oh my god, dude. I don't even know how he survives that.
If you don't know how you survived, it's always thanks to the captain. So I'm going to give credit to Shaded there.
Oh, okay, and then they try and... Oh, refresh.
Yeah, that was actually pretty crazy. He came close to dying even with everything used on him. But it's an important... The reason this fight's important is because... And I think I tagged it as another fight. I'm pretty sure.
It was the flicker ult after?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's so I included that part because it's why Tribe engaged on you. So this whole thing's part of the fight. So the link starts early, but it includes
Oh yeah, because we
fight
used a
right
lot of
after.
stuff to save Delphi.
Yeah,
Right.
so all your captain items are down.
Okay.
Let me... Fuck. It's going to be a long replay. What are we at? 57, 58? All right, let's try to get like 57
Oh
twice.
yeah, no. We just deleted school there in the very beginning of that.
It's a long fight. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's so hard to scrub. Okay. More better.
Oh my gosh, dude, that wow, that was wow.
Were you guys just too far ahead?
Yeah. We're just way too ahead at this point.
Because the shot call from Tribe's perspective makes sense.
We obviously didn't want to fight that, but they were like right on us, so we had to fight no matter what.
No,
yeah.
I mean, I they were gonna catch up with you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Like the
I
flicker
thought
ult
you
was
guys actually were like when you first turn around. It's obviously to get away because Delphi almost died. But once you see how far they're coming, it seems like there's a point where it's not we have to fight, but we can win this fight.
I think it's both. Like we knew how ahead we were, and like we knew, they wanted to fight. They were right next to us. Like there's no escaping that. So like we literally have to fight.
Yeah, and this is one of those TiVo moments that I was talking about where you're like, I mean, once again, I know Hammy gets a lot of credit for this win,
Yeah, he
but
sold it out of school
yeah,
on Chuck.
in the middle of all of them, once again, he basically two-shotted school.
Yeah,
I guess
we
that's
got a lot of damage. I my old like I think two ticks or one tick hit him, and then TiVo just punched him, and that was all his health bar just got deleted.
yeah, good vision. So you guys all knew what was going on. Yeah,
That was really well played by Shade in the beginning to know that they were engaging on us with flicker ult. His oh my god, his ult was so good too. It stuns Zell out of Shaded's ult stuns Zell out of Zell's ult. That was really well played. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, at this point we're just way too far ahead, and Vox is full build. Like there's
yeah,
nothing they can
and
do.
with old school dying that early in a fight, and this happens. Both of you guys, both teams do this to each other throughout. Like when basically you only have two DPS.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the meta, like with the top lane building damage, a lot of the time it's still just bottom lane and mid lane that are really doing the damage.
Yeah, for sure.
So when one of them dies throughout the series, both sides do this. When one of them dies early, that team almost always wins the fight. I can't even think of an example off the top of my head where it didn't happen. Actually, I can.
Yeah.
It's in the very last game. But once again, they were too far ahead, so that's why they won the fight.
Yeah.
All right, final fight.
Oh wow, the game doesn't even end there.
No, no, it doesn't.
Well,
This is just moments after, though.
yeah, yeah.
I started it kind of late. It should have probably been started like 5 seconds before this. But basically, you guys are just kind of hovering around Ghostwing. And for the viewers, pay attention to where Hammy is. He's in that little side bush next to the Ghostwing pit. You guys are totally just trying to, ambush.
Bait it. Yeah.
Yeah. So see, I can't point at it, but you see Hammy and Shaded up there. So Gabe goes up top. And they actually, like, for the most part, kind of get away. Like, you can tell they were worried about exactly this happening.
Wow.
This is one of those fights too, though, where like you guys all split up after Hammy's just attacking Gabe, which isn't a priority target for him. But I guess that's the point. Like Hammy doesn't need to be diving; he just needs to be doing damage to anybody. And Delphi and TiVo are the ones that are seeking out those priority targets.
Yeah.
Is that the like general strategy for this comp, or for
Yeah,
I guess
for
all
sure.
the fights?
Yeah. With this game, this comp, definitely.
Oh dang! They didn't block Shaded's ult again.
And they got stunned by the gauntlet too. Chuck dashed into the gauntlet there. Wow.
Where is T Tigers for this? I know Gabe wasn't close enough to crucible it, but where's
Tiggs just ran away.
Okay, he's at the bottom. No, he's right there in the thick of it. He just didn't use his crucible. It was a pretty big mistake, actually. I mean, I don't know that it's going to change the fight because you guys are that far ahead, but still, like, what are you saving it for if not a gauntlet and a Adagio ult?
Oh well, I think I'm pretty sure he misclicked because he used Fountain really early there. I think.
Ah, he did my place. I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
Oh no. What's going on? Play. What's going on with my internets? Refresh. There we go. Yeah, dude, your ult was insane. Excelsior took every single tick of your ult
Yeah, he did.
because of the gauntlet and the burst of judgment stuns.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of lag too sometimes where somebody will look like they're in a place. I know in one of the earlier fights, Hammy gets pulled and it doesn't show up, and then like a second
Yeah,
later,
with the
he moves
pulls.
and dies. Yeah,
The pulls are really laggy. Yeah, for sure. Finn or Yates, it's just yeah,
perfect game, no bugs.
buttery smooth.
All right, that's game one. That actually took way longer than I thought, but I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh god, dude. Looking back at this just brings back bad memories.
Okay, so my recap for or end of game one questions.
Okay.
I wrote my take on this game is that you guys were much more organized and better itemized and positioned in every fight.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about this already, but although Hammy obviously does work on Vox, Tivo did a really good job jumping onto and deleting priority targets.
Yeah.
What do you think Tribe should have done differently, and what should you guys have done differently, if anything?
I think Tribe just messed up in the draft really hard.
So once the draft's over, there's nothing they could have done. I mean, other than like little mechanical things, there's nothing they could have done differently.
Honestly, I don't think so. Yeah, I think this series, if I'm being honest, the games were decided by draft, 100%.
Okay. I know you told me that that was your take on it last week when we did our podcast, but I wanted to see if like going through the games was a fine tooth comb, if that was still your take on it. So it's interesting.
Yeah, maybe like I don't know, maybe try and get more picks in the side lanes with Flicker to try and like get an advantage there that way. But yeah, that's my take on it.
Alrighty. All right, game two.
Yeah.
I'll try not to ask you the same questions about the draft. Obviously, you already mentioned that Celeste's priority ban,
Mm-hmm.
targeting Chuck. They first banned Arden. They do not want Arden diving old school
Yeah,
again.
like I said, I was surprised they left it open game one because they always first ban Arden, always.
Yeah, and it did work too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Tivo, really good game, dude. You already mentioned the Lorelei. Nothing crazy I'm seeing.
Chuck, Gabe.
They banned Flicker this time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to remember if they did it every time they're B-side. I don't remember. Well, let's pay attention to that the next time they're B-side because that's an interesting point.
All right.
But would you guys have first picked? Say they ban Vox. Do you first pick Flicker here?
If Vox is banned, yeah.
Okay.
Churn's also up. Yeah, between Churn or Flicker, I don't know. Well, either one of those two is for sure. If Vox is banned, yeah.
All right.
Why do we first pick here?
You guys first pick Churn, and not Vox. Was that a mistake?
That wasn't a mistake. So going into game two, or basically into the series, Hammy felt really confident going up against Chuck's Vox. Because Chuck's... Well, no, this is...
No, I saw him tweet about it. I believe the exact tweet was like, it was the crying meme, and he mentioned talking about or losing to Chuck's Vox. All right, anyways, go ahead.
But yeah, like Chuck isn't really that proficient on Vox. Like even back in 3v3, it's just like So that's why we didn't really prioritize it first pick this game. And Churn's just...
It's not that you didn't want it. It's more that Churn's a better pick here, and you're not as worried about them.
And we're not worried about the Vox pick, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Like this draft right now, there's a lot of power picks. There's Churn, Lyra, Vox. So like...
Yeah, so on their end, then this is a huge mistake.
I don't know why. Yeah, like that's
third or second and third pick. They're
we
first two
actually
picks.
laughed after they picked those two heroes. We literally laughed because we're like, what are they doing?
Yeah,
They just
based on
gave us
what you've told me, like during this conversation, it seems like it, right? Like
yeah.
Lyra
Uh,
Vox or
we got Lyra Vox churn. Like we actually laughed. Like I'm not even kidding. We were like, what are they doing? Um, but yeah, like I said, I don't know why. Like Tribe prioritizes E8 so much. But it wasn't even like throughout the series. Just
so if school prefers Silvernail, why like I maybe the last game they just forgot about it, but here it's like I gotta have that. Why is Kinetic getting picked up over Silvernail this early in the draft? Even if we're assuming they're just gonna pick his hero, why?
so TiVo like plays more kinetic than Silvernail. Maybe they were trying to take it off of him and thinking his Silvernail wouldn't
That
be.
he wouldn't be comfortable now that Arden was
Yeah,
gone too.
but that draft, like those first two picks, that's so bad. Like
No
I
excuse
honestly don't.
for not picking Lyra there. Is she the strongest
Lyra,
roam?
I mean, I think so.
Gabe's
Yeah,
good at her too. I mean, I know you said Shaded's that's probably his best hero, but
I honestly don't know why they picked those two heroes. For like, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know what's going through their heads at that moment.
no, it's fine.
Yates,
I mean, no, it sounds like no way around it. This is a mistake.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Way to go, Tribe. Just kidding. You guys won. Um. All right. That all makes sense. I don't even think we need to talk about that. We've already discussed what that happened there.
And then we just get Vox Lyra, and that's basically GG right there, dude. So yeah, they get Adagio for support, and then they get Idris mid.
Because Varia didn't work out.
Yeah, honestly, this game they should have done mid Adagio, and they should have picked. I don't know. Yeah, like Finn's really bad into Vox because you're so slow, and Vox just gains like so much stacks from Finn, and like the bounces just go to your whole team.
Yeah, well, we saw that earlier when your team pushed mid in game one. Like
Yeah.
that's why you guys were able to push that because how much damage he
Mhm.
had done to Gabe just while Gabe was trying to run away.
Yeah.
It happens in one of the later games too.
So like I said, like if they did Lyra Adagio first two picks, that's really good, and have the Adagio mid. Because Adagio mid actually does fairly well into Vox. So yeah.
Yeah,
But at this
we're
point,
gonna
yeah, they
talk
just.
about that point later.
Mhm.
All right, and you guys get Silvernail, and you'll get your favorite hero.
Alpha, yeah. Right here, like I see. Okay, I see the Yates, the Idris, Adagio, Kinetic. They don't really have a lot of CC for me, and Alpha does pretty good into Kinetic and Idris, all those heroes, and there's not much CC, so
Well,
I,
and
I
you've already said like you already won the game, so it doesn't really like if there's a time to do a questionable pick for your team. This
yeah,
is the
like I
game.
saw we had like Churn Vox Lyra, like I was just like, yo, I'm gonna pull out the Alpha this game. It was either between Alpha or
Did
Jewel.
your team question you when you said that? It,
No. They like we know Alpha or like it's not like oh this was a completely like off meta pick, but like for us like we know Alpha's pretty strong top lane, and I was practicing it before this series.
gotcha.
And so it was between Alpha or Jewel, and I didn't know which one to pick, and they literally just told me like do whichever one you want. So I picked Alpha.
Nice. Okay, and then Silvernail's the best bot laner on the board at that point. So
Silvernail's the best bot laner in the game right now.
period.
Yeah.
If Arden was up, do you think Arden would be a better choice here than Silvernail?
I think I think so because of
He's
T was
not a
more
bot laner in general, but just because of his dive
yeah,
and
and T
like
was more
burst.
comfortable on
Oh,
Arden.
okay.
Yeah.
Also because of that.
hmm
Gotcha. Okay, and they pick Reza.
Yeah, for I think Zell plays that top. Yeah. Or no. Is that Tiggs on Reza this game? Yeah, Tiggs plays jungle Reza this game, and Zell plays top 8s. Yeah.
All right, let's give Neon his glory right here. Everybody take notes. This isn't even a fight. This isn't even worth like showing. I wouldn't have shown it if it wasn't you. I remember seeing this live. I was so happy. Old School does mess up and does not use his.
Yeah, I honestly thought I wasn't gonna be able to do this here. I
Get
missed
fucked.
my A too.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Your B auto attack combo though was quicker than I expected. So obviously I'm assuming that's why, or maybe he thought he was going to get a heal. Hold on, maybe there is something.
Because Gabe was on his way too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gabe was going over there. So if School Flask and Gabe gets there in time, I 100% die there. But yeah.
I don't think it has a huge outcome on the game other than maybe tilting him a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Like gold wise, it's not a.
It also just like. Yeah.
I forgot to watch what I was trying to watch for. Damn it.
It's just like a morale boost too.
Yeah. And it's a highlight reel.
Yeah.
And I'm playing it multiple times. Oh, so like I was watching to see if Gabe actually could have healed him because he didn't, but he was just out of range at every second.
If Old School kites back to him,
right, backwards,
yeah,
you aren't in range to auto attack and probably turn around.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a poor play by him, honestly.
Yeah. But like when I see him running to me, I just turn around Flask and kill him.
Right.
I guess maybe he thought I didn't have Flask, so he thought he could win that.
He should have known, right? Like you pay attention to that. You knew he had Flask.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but like in the very beginning, he pops Flask while farming. So but I think his Flask just comes up in time for that fight.
Let's see.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Yeah, he has Flask there.
Oh, it's on a 10-second cooldown right when you guys start skirmishing.
Yeah, you see? Mm-hmm.
Ah.
So he doesn't have Flask right in the beginning.
So he wasn't even thinking about it. He still thought it was down. Or it might have actually been down. He might have tried to press it and it didn't go off.
Let's see. 3, 2... He has it there.
Maybe he tried to press it like when it was at almost off cooldown and it didn't go off, so he didn't press it again.
I talked to him, but I don't remember if he said he forgot he had it or if he was like spam pressing it at the end. Yeah. It was one of those two.
Interesting. Either way, it's not super consequential to the rest of the game, other than maybe like I said, the morale stuff.
I'm able to farm like pretty well and like get not so much ahead, but like good lead for myself.
Yeah, no, definitely. As a top laner, you love that because it takes so much pressure off you, at least for a couple minutes.
Oh, this was. Does Vision win? Do we win this fight here?
I'm gonna play it through and then I'll look at my notes because there's a lot of fights I went over before this, so I don't know. Oh yeah, this is you guys technically win this fight, but probably shouldn't have.
This was a 3v4. Yeah, they should not have won.
Well, it should have been a 3v4, but it wasn't. And after I let it play all the way through,
Why is it farming?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. And then he goes in and does he die here?
Yeah.
I think yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he did.
That's just really bad on them. And then I think we killed Skull top lane too, and we got
yes, and that happened really early on in the fight. So I mentioned that. Okay, so the first thing I wrote is 2v1 top lane that we don't see, where you kill Skull again, and you get top turret, I believe.
Yeah, we do.
And your team also wins a 3v4 bot lane, but it's not really a 3v4; it's a 3v3. And Hammy's infused for the fight, and nobody else is. Mm-hmm. And I even wrote, if Excelsior stops farming and comes to help his team earlier, they easily win.
Yeah.
I mean, we already talked about all this stuff without having to look at my notes.
Yeah, that was really good for us. We wanted 3v4. We got to kill top. We got to top. Like, it was just really good.
Yeah, even if you lose that fight, getting the top is.
Mm-hmm.
I actually wish they would have showed your guy what happened with you guys. I don't know if you remember.
I do remember. So Delphi was up with me, and he wanted to dive school because Delphi had ult, and that's what happened. So Delphi just gets a hook on school. He ults him, and we just like double monitor it, and we got him pretty easily.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It was like I was there. All right, fight number 2. Let's close all these links.
Oh wow.
All right, let's play that one more time because a lot happened.
Yeah.
It's always fighting over the CP buffs. It's like a
Yeah,
continuing theme.
CP buffs aren't really worth to die over, but you know, everyone's there.
Everybody's always there, so that's where the fights happen. All right, let's see what I wrote. So yeah, this was initiated by Tribe, and they did get a pull on Hemi, but it seems like if you watch it again, it seems like
they weren't like ready.
Yeah, they weren't really ready. Like only Excelsior was ready for it.
Yeah.
I wrote T Tigers and Old School don't even know about the fight.
Yeah.
So you guys, like your whole team, was much more aware that this fight was happening than they were, even though they initiated it.
Maybe I think they were shopping, or I don't know. Maybe I guess they just weren't aware. But if they all go into him there, he definitely dies.
And that's what they want. Like this happens a lot too, where they get the start of the fight they want. Both teams do this, but they get the start of the fight they want, and then they either don't capitalize on it or they still lose because of other.
Yeah.
All right. You guys get Ghost Wing, I think. Yes. Okay, fight 3. Oh no, this is, wait, what? Did I link the wrong thing?
Oh, this is the same thing, right?
Yeah, I might have done the long link. Let me look. I knew this was going to happen once or twice. Too many links I was doing. 23. It must have already happened. Does it happen right after? All right. Sorry, live viewers. I'll edit this out in the video, but live people are just gonna have to deal with it. 122.18. Oh, okay. So it does happen like a minute after the end of the last fight. And it's in bot lane. I'm at
I'm watching your stream.
Oh, okay. It's gonna happen soon, I think. It happens over the treant. Their Tribe's treant. I think I'm remembering the right one. Okay. So yeah, over here. You see. Even the fucking spectator didn't know it was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, they portal onto them right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you were talking about there, the portals.
Yeah, Shaded's really good with that.
Is he the one always making those shot calls?
Yeah,
That
he's
has
the
to be
one
the
that.
Lyra, right?
Yeah.
Nobody else can be like, hey, I'm gonna do
Nobody.
this,
Yeah. No.
or hey, you should do this. I guess. Okay. Go swing. Fight 4.
Yeah, this game we snowballed really hard.
Both this one and the last one.
Yeah, but this one was I think like a faster game too.
Well, it was a better draft too, which is what you were talking about before.
Yeah.
Oh, this fight was interesting. Let me start it from the beginning because sometimes I don't know what to pay attention to. Like the first time I watch it. God, those portals, dude. What are you even supposed to do about that?
Nothing. Oh wow, I wasn't even there to start that off.
Crazy fight.
Yeah.
This is exactly what you're talking about with Shaded, though. Like, obviously, he's got Chuck on his mind because he knows he's low, and he just waits for him to like just hang around too long, and then it doesn't even matter if everybody gets through the portal right away. The fact that they can get there, is all that matters. And you guys had just taken Ghost Wing, so it's not up yet, and so obviously you're gonna take Black Claw. Yeah. And your lanes were already pushing. You don't need to push them.
Yep.
Dang. This is domination, dude.
Yeah.
Should have played with Alpha more often. I think that's why.
Alpha into Silvernail is a really tough matchup. And Old School got Silvernail all games after this, that was so bad on our part, but you know.
Okay, let me pause because I think I linked this as the final fight. Yeah, final fight. Oh, did I say anything about the last one? Yeah, that's it. Nothing important. This is such a short game, too.
Yeah, we snowballed really. This game.
Another portal in. I don't. There's nothing they could have done. It's not like they even did anything wrong for this fight. You guys are too ahead at this point. All right, that's a wrap for that game. If this is taking too long, you could finish up another day, but I've got time.
No, I'm good.
All right, it's taking longer than I expected, so I don't want to take too much of your time.
I think game 3 was pretty short too.
Okay, so the only thing I wrote for in between here. Oh, let me see. Did I write any final notes about that one? Go to the bottom. End. Okay. Why was this one so easy? Is your draft just better at every stage of the game? You kind of already answered that.
Yeah, the draft was. Yeah. Our draft was just insane compared to theirs.
It makes sense now, like not knowing draft well enough before we talked. I was just like, wow, you guys must have just outplayed.
Hammy got his best mid laner. Shady got his best support. I got my favorite top laner. You know, we got the strongest bot laner, and we got Churn. Like, what more do you want?
Yeah. Okay, so I did ask. There was a break every 2 games. There was a break. It wasn't very long, but it was longer than just going right back into draft. Anything you guys talked about? Any draft idea changes? Team morale? Like any comments you have about that stuff?
We were pretty excited, but we just had to. We told ourselves like just keep calm. Like don't try not to be. We told ourselves don't even think about China at this point. Like just focus on this series and keep our emotions in check. Obviously, not being too cocky or too excited.
Yeah. Always good advice
Um,
on a multi-game series.
yeah. But I think draft, we just said like obviously, first two games worked out really well. Like why change anything up? So that was our thought going into it. So that's why we still banned Celeste Lorelei
Okay.
because it was working out fine.
Makes sense. Yeah. If it's not broken, don't change it. Don't
Yeah.
fix it. Um, they ban Churn and Arden. You ban Celeste and
Celeste Lorelei.
Lorelei, like you already said.
They first picked Vox this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were expecting that honestly.
Okay.
So we were expecting the Vox first pick, and so we wanted Adagio mid initially, and so we said let's take out Fire and Adagio. So that's what we did.
Okay. So far so good.
Mm-hmm.
This is all going to like
This is all
not just well, but according to plan.
yeah.
Okay. No flicker there.
No, Flicker's really bad into Vox, and so I mean, it makes them get Flicker, but like, there's nothing we could do.
It's not
about
worth
Yeah.
denial ban or a denial pick rather.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So they get Flicker Yates. So this is where, after this is where things go wrong.
Your guys' picks, not theirs.
Our picks, yeah.
Okay.
So we picked Tony, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Tony and
Tony was a good. That was good. Anka was not good play.
okay. So
at
you said the plan was Adagio mid. So what changed in between two more picks? Hammy just had the idea, or what?
So we had set up a couple drafts the day before where we were gonna do Anka mid. But I don't yeah, Hammy just like after we picked Tony, he brought it up like he wanted to play Anka versus the Adagio. I mean versus the Vox, sorry. Because he was going into it thinking he could just delete Chuck instantly. And that's like, the Vox is gone, free team fight win.
Part of that was
But
because he also didn't believe in Chuck's box. Right?
that too, but also he didn't take into account the flicker. So once you dive in on Anka and flicker slows you, you can't really get out of there. And Anka is really squishy. So yeah, what we should have done here is pick Tony. Tony was a good pick. And then after that, Silvernail. If we get Tony Silvernail, run Adagio mid, they get Kinetic again, and then I could probably do Alpha. That's 3-0 right there. But yeah. And this wasn't Hammy's fault. Like we were all for it.
Right.
Yeah. Because we decided as a team that it was fine, but our initial plan was Adagio mid, Lyra support.
And the drafts, I mean, you don't have much time. I don't know if anybody's ever... I'm sure some people watching have done like actual drafts, like somewhat competitive, including myself. And it feels like a lot of time until you're in there. And then it's so easy to forget about like one hero or one little thing that'll change why that comp won't work.
Like the Jot, yeah.
When you've already planned like certain comps that'll be good, which is exactly what Neon's saying. Like they'd already talked about Anka's viability. So when it was brought up, everybody was like,
yeah.
If your initial reaction is positive towards it because it's something you've already talked about, like somebody basically has to come in and say, no, it's not going to work because of this. And if nobody does that, like it won't even occur to you that it's a problem. Maybe not even until in the game.
I think I had just brought up like Adagio was good into Vox, but I didn't say. No one said like, no, it's gonna do terrible. Like they have flicker, you're not gonna be able. Like no, that was not brought up. But for sure, it's hard to say like to figure out the outcome if like what if this was changed, what if that. But if we get Silver Nail instead of Anka and do the Adagio mid, like, I'm pretty sure that game is ours. 100%.
All right, so
Uh,
it's not that they outdrafted you; it's that you guys threw draft.
we just fucked up. Yeah, so hard. But that was, like I said, that was a team thing.
Yeah, of
It
course. I don't think in any of this we're trying to place blame on one person.
No, for sure.
But god damn it, Hammy.
And then yeah, I just pick Jewel because, like I
You
said,
can't alpha Silver
I
now.
can't alpha into Silver now. There's no way.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, when was the point that you realized your team realized Anka was a fuck up?
After the game.
Wow, so it wasn't when you guys were losing team fights and stuff.
I mean, I knew like Anka was a bad pick during the game, but I'm not gonna say like what's the point? The draft already happened. We can't change it, so we just.
Oh no, I was just curious. Like,
oh no, yeah.
I'm always curious. Like, at what point you realize, oh god.
During the game, yeah. Like once we were getting steamrolled in mid, I was like, yeah, Anka wasn't the choice, but.
Yeah, obviously you're not gonna say that just to like bring down
No,
morale.
yeah. It is what it is. Yeah, like I said, this draft
Hammy
was just...
single-handedly messed up. Got it.
No. Our draft this game was just awful.
I don't think he's in my stream anymore, but he was earlier, so I'm trying to blame it on him. All right, fight one. I don't think it's a full team fight. I think it's just a gank.
Yeah, this was a really rough game for us. Oh god.
So it looked like he just used his A one more time when he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But the only thing I did right is that since you guys have vision of them mid, like he should have known they were rotating down. So maybe that's poor map awareness by him, but it's just like a split second tick. It could have gone either way. But yeah, they get Gust Wing off of it, so it's actually a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Oops, voice crack. I think he was pretty committed while they were like at that point, and then the flicker slow just makes it impossible for you to leave.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, let me make sure you're level 6. I wondered why you didn't try to steal. I guess you kind of already talked about this earlier, that you have to be really careful with your ults. Do you think this is one of those times you should have been a little bit more liberal with it? Because you were standing mid lane bush closer to this when they take it. And you are level 7, so you do have your ult. Were you just worried about getting caught out with their CC?
Yeah.
The Excelsior pull and stuff? Flicker and all that shit.
Because when Shaded gets vision of the Ghost Wing, it's like so low, and I'm still in the like. I knew there's no way I could get there in time. And
Gotcha. Also, Jules' ult level 1 is not that great.
It's not great. Yeah.
Okay, fight 2. Uh-oh, Delphi again. Okay, this is another one of those links that probably should have been started a few seconds before. If you go into the URL, you can change the seconds back a few if you want. That'll help you. I'm going to do that online.
I'm watching your stream, so I'm just seeing it.
Oh, all right. All right, cool guy. I guess there's not much to say here.
You get hooked in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like,
make it go swing again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, did I write anything? Just that they're 2.3k gold up, which is a lot.
2K, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, 10 minutes into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, replay. Go a few seconds earlier. I missed it. I think this is just a Hammy getting cut out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the only thing of note of this is so Hammy, if you see where I'm paused right here, Hammy's headed down to the bottom lane with you, but you're porting.
Uh-huh.
What's with his rotation down here and then staying there? Did you need to buy something, or you needed to shop and he wanted the farm?
I think I knew they flicker ulted and I just wanted to leave.
Which is the smart play.
I think yeah.
Okay, so
I think I tried to cancel at the end to try and help him 2v2, but it was too late at that point. Because I knew they were coming, but maybe I don't. Even if I stay there, I think we just both die, honestly. But maybe not. I don't know. Yeah.
It's hard because the spectator doesn't show it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well.
Oh, okay. So this is what happens. We were both trying to recall, but the Tiggs cancels his recall. So at that point, he's just dead, and mine didn't get canceled. I don't know if you. Yeah, that's what happened. Because we someone said they flicker ulted and they're rotating to you guys. So we both immediately start recalling, but Tiggs.
Oh, he did get his recall canceled. I see it on the minimap. Yeah. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys did communicate it. Just good play by Tiggs, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy. What did I write about this? That's it. Okay. On to the next. 5-4. Oh, you're watching my stream for these fights, huh? You're not even doing it yourself. All right. I'll stop telling you where I'm at because it doesn't matter. This is exactly what you're talking about.
Oh,
I don't think. I mean, because you had already used your jump, even if you don't ult there, I think you still die. I
honestly did not think they would dive me how they did there. It just wasn't going through my mind. I was
no,
like, okay,
and they didn't really take any damage for it. But I like I said, since you used your jump already, I don't think whether you used your ult or not. I don't think.
I was just thinking there. All right, I'm gonna clear the wave. They're not gonna get the turret, but yeah, that was a really good call.
Well, and you only know for sure. Oh no, you did know everybody's there. Yeah, whatever. That's gonna happen when you're isolated on side lanes.
I made sure to ult behind turret too,
in
case, but it didn't even matter.
The only other thing I want to look at is goals, and I can't see it because I'm blind. Now they're up.
They're up 5K right now.
3K, right? 42 to 45.
42 to 46. So it's like 4K.
Hold on. Now I have to double check that I'm blind and you're right. No, it's 43 to 47. So it's not quite.
42.8. So 40. Yes.
Yeah, you're wrong. Is what I'm getting out of this. All right, anyways. All right, nothing else to note about that. Oh, okay. I'm going to rewind this a little bit because once again, it starts a little bit late to what I want to pay attention to.
Team comp, we literally had no damage.
No, I think this is more. So if you watch Hammy's positioning, he knows they're there. I guess he thought he could get out with his ult. Oh no, I'm thinking of something else. Sorry, that's a later game. But yeah, there's nothing you could. This is like the fights last game with them. Like a full team fight, you're gonna lose every time.
Yeah, there's just nothing we can do here.
I'll play it one more time for the viewers. But I wrote. What are we on this one, right? I wrote, it's interesting. It seems like because your comp keeps getting diving on Hammy, or Hammy just uses abilities to run away rather than do damage.
Mm-hmm.
And this is probably the main problem with your draft. You aren't a dive comp, and your main DPS doesn't mesh with the rest of the draft.
Yeah, so at this point, we really don't win fights. So that's why we're not trying to engage in any fights. What our thought, like, not going into the game, but once we saw, like, how behind we were just thinking, all right, we're not going to fight. We just want to get Hammy fed and get into late game. So that's why we were trying to avoid as much fights as possible, but they just kept engaging. So, yeah. That was why we were getting dove on rather than the other way around. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys didn't even play that fight that poorly. Like, you could tell you're trying to run away, but you can't really.
No, yeah.
There's some good, like, little things, but it's not enough to even get close to winning the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They're just too far ahead.
I think this last one's just more of the same, but we'll watch it nonetheless, because that's what we're here for. This is probably right off the back of that last fight. This one you guys did go in, I guess, because you're assuming.
So here we were like, if we don't fight here,
yeah,
we don't
you lose.
win, like the game's over. So
you're probably gonna lose anyway. So this is our best shot at doing something.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that's what Shade had said. Like, we have to fight here. It's over anyways. So might as well try and win the fight. And if we do, then good for us. But you know.
And maybe cancel their. Yeah. Dude, it's funny how all the games are like this, except I think it's the last one where you guys were behind, but you're still managing to either even trade or win fights.
Behind like 20k gold.
Yeah, and you're still like winning, staying in it. The only other thing I wrote about that one is Delphi didn't use Crucible. I'm not even going to replay it because it doesn't matter. You guys were still going to lose that fight.
Mm-hmm.
We already kind of went over all this too. Only other thing. What? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, the only way we possibly have a chance at winning that game is if, like, we get to late game and Ham gets full build, but that did not happen.
Yeah. Oh, tough. Sorry, dude. I'm not paying attention to chat because we're doing our own little thing here. I just figured I'd live stream this since I'm recording a video anyway. But welcome everybody. Just doing WESG recap with Neon, who played in it with Vision versus Tribe. We've been going over every draft and every fight. So we just did game 3. There's 2 more games to go. If that's not what you're into, this isn't the stream for you. But I appreciate you guys being here.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for all the follows. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna dive into game 4. The only transitional thing I wanted to ask is any draft talk besides maybe don't run Inara into Vox, or you guys probably decided to ban Vox, right? I don't know. Let's see what the next game brings.
Yeah, we just made, like, we went over, like, we should have just stuck to the Adagio plan and definitely not go Anka again.
Oh, I think they banned Vox because they don't want you to have it. Okay, so this is what you were saying before. target Chuck's hero pool. They've banned Arden first every time since the first game. This is all standard stuff we talked about. You banned Churn, not Lorelei. Thoughts?
Because I think we first picked it, right?
I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think we did first pick it. And we
yeah. You're right. Hemi mid lanes.
Because we knew that they were gonna ban Vox, so we were like, well, let's get the next best mid.
Why did you know that? Because of how well it did the first 2 games for you?
Yeah, I mean, well, the first 3 games, every team that got Vox just steamrolled.
Yeah.
And at this point, we knew if they left it open, we were gonna first pick it, and Tri probably knew that too. So they banned it instead.
So ban Churn because you want Lorelei because you assumed Vox was going to be.
Yeah, okay. Vox was going to be off the table.
Okay, there's what you said. They've picked Flicker like every game. Early.
Yeah.
They get Gabe on. So far the draft looks smart from both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
No glaring errors or surprises.
Nope.
Okay. This is the first game you guys pick Finn. Why Finn and not Adagio here?
We wanted to stack CC with this comp. In retrospect, though, like looking back at this, I think Adagio would have been so good here because then Chuck has nothing to play mid again. But yeah, that's just one of those things, you know. Yeah, looking back at this, we should have done like Adagio Yates. But like I said,
so Yates was a good choice here.
Yates, yeah, Jungle Yates. Like I said, it's
no, but I mean at this stage in the draft because I think this is the first time you picked it, right?
Yeah, we wanted to
because you did Tony, Churn, and Tony again.
Yeah, Yates was basically just like taking it away from Zell. But if I could have changed this draft, probably should have picked after Lorelei Adagio Silvernail. And yeah, because then we get Old Squall Silvernail, and we get and then Chuck has nothing left to play mid, so it's just really good. But we just saw Yates Finn open, and we were like, "Whoa, we can combo like the CC. Like we have a shit ton of stuns, you know."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just really hard. Like when you have such little time like that, like 20 seconds, you can't. It's really hard, honestly.
No, I know it is. That's one of the few things I can actually relate to, just from when I used to do analysis and I was in charge of drafts. Like.
Mm-hmm.
You go into it all prepared, and then you start drafting. And you're like, "Fuck, there's too many choices. We didn't plan out this exact scenario, so I don't know what to do."
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot of pressure.
And then they took
Reza Silvernail.
Reza for Zell, and then Silvernail. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's all standard. Looks good. Except you guys already made your mistake. So at this point, you don't have a choice other than to do kinetic, right?
Pretty much, yeah. There's nothing else.
Why not Jewel?
For me?
Yeah.
I wanted to, like I said, we have so much CC, and I wanted to provide even more. So that's why I picked Cath.
But you were saying that you don't like Yates top because he doesn't have clear, but Cath doesn't really have clear either. So why? Just for the CC?
For the stuns and the silences, because I see like we have Finn, Yates, or like if we can stack all our stuns, and I think we did a similar comp like this against Ferox, and we like destroyed them because like they could not block everything. But
so it's worth not having the damage from the top lane if you're bringing that much utility.
If everyone has. If all our team has CC and then I just add Cath to that, like it's insane.
Yeah. So literally every one of you has a stun.
Yeah, but
it
didn't work out.
Why?
Me and Shaded weren't really chaining our stuff correctly, so a lot of times we were using our ults at the same time, or sometimes when I would get a silence off and they were silenced, like Shaded would pull too late.
I saw
So,
that. That definitely late that happens for sure, and I was surprised by it.
but yeah, we just weren't like we weren't chaining our stuff correctly, and we weren't communicating well
So
enough.
this wasn't necessarily just a draft problem. Like,
Yeah,
obviously the draft could have been slightly better, but this was also mistakes this game.
And then early game, I'm pretty sure, like, or not early game, but like mid game, Tiggs gets a lot of picks with Flicker on TiVo.
Okay,
And
Adagio
TiVo
mid,
was,
what you've been saying should have been happening in earlier games, finally comes out. That's their best choice at this point?
for sure. Yeah. I mean, Lyra's pretty good, but Lyra mid could have worked, but either way.
Yeah,
like,
we already talked. If you get Lyra, though, you put her on support.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. See, I wasn't going to make you re-say everything. All right, fight one. Let's watch it. Can't wait. Okay, I guess old school just didn't know. Like, there's no other explanation. He thought he was going to challenge you for your treant.
Oh, yeah. Where everyone's, yeah.
Okay, so they had just pushed your top turret, and they 4-man rotated to it. That's what happened. So they 4-man rotated to it, even though they didn't need to. I think it was just T-Tigers and Old School could have taken it by themselves. But then everybody left, and only Old School was there. I'm going to pause this because I have this linked as a separate fight. Not really much to say there, I think. Yeah. Okay. No, that we are watching this. All right.
Yeah.
216. Let's go forward a little bit. Yeah, somewhere in here. All right, so 3v3 fight is happening at your CP buff starting right when they almost finish off the spot turret. And you'll see, because the spectator's on Delphi, it immediately goes to the fight. It should have already been there right now, though, because you guys are already skirmishing. And this is what I was saying about Yates. Like, the biggest impact I saw him having wasn't his like individual pulls. It was that kind of thing, like changing the tide of a fight.
That was really good by Delphi.
Not really much to say. Do you guys get Ghostwing off of this?
What do we do here?
Nothing. So why no Ghostwing there? Because it wasn't up? Is this one of those times you were talking about, like, pushing your waves? I think what I mentioned was, why didn't you guys take mid turret? Because I feel like you could have got it. But
Old School rotated.
Once again, I'm an idiot. But watch the end of this fight. So Chuck and Tigers are dead. You don't feel like the three of you could have got mid there? Maybe even the four of you?
Maybe. But Old School, like I said, he shows up right away and he goes there.
Yeah, but before he shows up, you guys already made the call not to do anything.
Yeah, probably we could have pushed out more and gotten like way more damage on it, and maybe possibly rotated for Ghostwing. But it's just one of those things.
I was curious why the decision to do, I don't want to say nothing, but why just go your separate ways after you won that fight?
I don't think it was like really decision. I think we just, it just happened like that.
Okay.
We didn't. Yeah, I don't think anyone like made a shot call to do anything, so everyone just went their separate ways. But yeah, and like we should have done way more with that advantage. Looking back at it.
Yeah, I think you guys should have pushed mid. I don't know that much. What is this? Why is this here? 2:32. What time is it? All right. Remember that, because I might need that link later. I don't know where these links are coming from. Oh, there it is again. All right, whatever. Let's try fight 3. There was a fight 2, but nothing. I don't know. It's not even worth looking at. Oh, I remember this one. Pay attention to the mini map right now.
Yeah.
So I'll replay it. Viewers, pay attention to the mini map when it starts. Is it so? Somebody makes the shot call to rotate onto Tigers and
collapse on school there.
Yeah, Tigers in school, but their whole team's in the mid lane, or at least 3 of them too. So I don't know, like. And Delphi was half health when they rotated. So if you look at the mini map right now, you see it's like 3-on-3, just pushing. Everybody can see each other. Is my only point of it. So when your team rotates, they all see you rotating, and then it quickly goes from what I guess you guys planned was a 4-on-2 to a 5-on-4, and you guys get wrecked for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I got stunned out of my silence there, too.
Neon's just watching himself. What did I do wrong?
Yeah, the school ulted. Just silence. And then Gabe portaled in, and the school was able to get out with the portal. That was really well played by Gabe.
For the first time ever, Gabe made a good play.
No.
Damn, portaled right on top of him too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Either way, it's a 5v4, and Delphi started the fight half health. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and Hemi has no energy. Yeah, that's really bad. But yeah. The initial thought was just collapse on school and kill him, but they all rotated, so that was pretty unfortunate.
Okay, so we talked about everything I wrote about the fight, but the meta or macro game note I wrote is that your team's still ahead on gold, and quite a bit, but I wrote it's because Hammy is like 20 up on Chuck and Farm right now. So why do you think you guys ended up losing this game? I don't know if you remember this game that well enough to say.
I think this is the game that Old School was way ahead of TiVo. And yeah, Old School is like full build, and TiVo had like 3 items or something.
So he's 10 up in CS, where I'm paused right now, which is right after that last fight.
Hammy, yeah.
No, Old School versus TiVo.
Old School is okay, yeah. He just keeps farming like way yeah. Old School carried this game. And Gabe, his crucibles were just insane.
Okay, so do you think if you wouldn't have called that fight being up, things like, is that fight the turning point, even though it doesn't technically leave you behind on gold?
The fight, the one where we died and lost?
This one that I just played.
Yeah.
The fight before.
Yeah, but like, we didn't want to fight, we just wanted to kill school, but like once everyone's there, like, we can't just leave.
Right.
So
well,
yeah. I think some of us got out, but like I don't know how many people died there.
I mean, let me see. Delphi's ult is up by the time he gets engaged on, so he could have left. Like, his ult's up right now.
Was he the only one that dies there?
See, like, he could have ulted right there. Like, once he sees they're coming.
Yeah. Oh, we only lose one off the back of that, right? Okay, yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Fight for. Let's do it. Here's one of those Flickr old fights. Did you guys know they were on you before they appeared? That was my main question about this fight. Because it didn't seem like it.
Oh, yeah, there we didn't know. We had no idea.
Because, like, it's... I mean, it's really good by them, but it seemed like they were in vision, and then they all stepped, like, just out of vision. Like, if you watch the people right behind their turret, they stepped just back enough so that you don't see them go.
Yeah, no, we didn't know they did that. We had no idea, literally.
Damn. It's really good play by them, then, I guess.
Yeah. We have no vision anywhere near there. So, yeah, we just got, like, completely demolished by that flick roll.
It's funny that you mentioned vision, because I wrote in my notes here. I don't know if you read them, and that's why I said it. You're just copying me. So I wrote something about vision. I wrote, I noticed in earlier games when you played against Flickr that Shaded prioritized extra vision items. At least at this point in the game, he'd have, I don't know what the item's called, but it gives you, it builds into the vision item, but it's the one that gives you scout cams more often. Not the flares, but the other one. He had that item by this time in the game, in those earlier games. But he doesn't in this game. I was just curious. Is that just because he's on Finn and he had to itemize differently, or do you know?
No, I think that was just a mistake on his part, honestly.
I'm not sure it would have changed the course of this fight because you're under their turret. I'm not sure you guys would have put down vision under their turret, but it's just something I noticed. And since you're getting killed, at least that fight, completely because of Flickr's ult.
Yeah.
I thought I'd bring it up.
It was just a mistake, probably. But yeah. There was, yeah. No.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, like I said, we had no idea.
It seemed like you had no idea, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't, my dumb perception.
I remember that happening, and we were like, well,
that was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, one more thing I wanted to check. I always like looking at gold. Yeah, so now they're back up. And they get Ghostwing already up. Damn. Let's watch this. This one's supposed to play at slower speed. Let's replay this. Slow. Damn it. Alright, I'm gonna have to scroll. Sorry. Let's do that. Alright. So this is a double pull at the beginning of this. Fuck, I went way too far back, didn't I? Alright, let's go full speed again. I hate having to scroll. It's hard to change. So Excelsior's gonna pull. You guys are gonna put Vision down right on the other side of this brush. Excelsior or I'm sorry, not Excelsior. He's been playing Yates all day, so I got confused. But Delphi's gonna pull, and then immediately Shaded's gonna pull too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming the target was Chuck there, but it seemed like Shaded's hook went towards Gabe, which can't be a target. Never want to pull just a Lyra, I'm assuming. So yeah, that's that fight. I'm gonna play it one more time since you're watching on my stream.
Jeez, old school, just wow.
I think I wrote some interesting questions about this fight because I feel like it's the first one you guys really could have won. And this is one of those examples, I think, where I was talking earlier about the target you wanted isn't what you end up with, and it kind of disorients the team. All right. So I wrote, it seems like on paper this is the perfect fight for your side. You guys get a pull on a priority target, which is Chuck. Obviously, the Reza and lateral pull is incidental, but you got one of the DPS, which is what you guys want, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And old school is not in this fight to start. Like, if I'll replay it a couple more times after I read what I wrote, but old school doesn't even appear till after Verse of Judgment has gone off. One mistake that I guess could have had some impact that I noticed is that you and Delphi both crucibled the Verse of Judgment at the exact same time. And then I asked you if you thought you used your silence too early. So pay attention to these things when we watch it again. What else did I say? After the chaos settles a bit, it seems like half your team is trying to dive Chuck, namely Tivo, and the other half are kiting, namely Hammy. What was that team fight idea with this comp? I would assume with this much CC, if you were able to start a fight with a pull, you would commit to those kills. What do you think went wrong here? What went right after the initiation, if anything? And then the long after your teammates die, you, or Hammy mostly, kind of overstays his welcome, and you're there to support him, and you both die. So it's a full ace. I'm going to play it one more time. Like, I guess my main question is, why didn't you guys all go in on Chuck after you guys do pull him?
Let me see.
Right, so old school is not there. He still hasn't fired a shot yet. First shot he just fired right as Verse of Judgment went off. But see, the only person on Chuck, and it's just now, is Tivo.
Yeah.
Isn't that exactly, like, ideally when you draft this comp, isn't that how you want the fight to start at this point in the game? Like a good pull?
Yeah.
Is it just a mistake? Like,
I guess it was because Delphi pulled in Zell first, and so that's who everyone shot called to damage. So we were all like Zell. And
then when he ulted,
yeah,
you guys didn't.
It kind of.
You didn't want to transition. You just wanted to wait for him to fall, and finish him off.
I guess, yeah. Also, like, we're trying to kite here, so yeah, because you see, Hammy's like trying to kite, but then Tivo and Delphi are like trying to go for Chuck. So like, it's just it's a sloppy team fight on our part.
Yeah.
And then my silence was like really bad because like after we got.
Was it too early? Because that's what I wrote, that I thought it was too early, but I didn't know if you agreed.
Yeah, it was. Because right as shaded hooks in, like they popped their crucibles, and so yeah, my silence was useless. It didn't. Yeah, nobody was silenced there. Let's see. Yeah, because yeah, we like chain stun Zell, and then he ults, and then yeah, he dives in, so we're just like Zell, but then at the same time they're just like killing shaded, and then Delphi, yeah, It was just a bad team fight. I guess like bad prioritization on
Yeah.
our part, like really bad.
Okay. That was my take on it. I wasn't sure. The most
Yeah,
interesting
because
part of
some
this is the
people,
stuff like you don't agree or you have a different take on from me.
yeah, no. And here, like we wanted to leave, but I guess Hammy saw he was full HP and they were pretty low, so he thought he could like do something. But
Yeah. I think you guys also forgot or maybe didn't realize that Gabe still had his portal
yeah, we
since
did.
he got pulled in, you know?
Yeah,
That's why they
yeah.
were able to kill both of you.
Mm-hmm. And old school got his was able to stun Hammy with his ult.
I don't know.
But yeah,
Silver
no, that
Nails
was just
get
bad
one.
prioritization. Because some people, like Hammy, wanted to kite back, and then Delphi and Tebow wanted to dive in onto Chuck. So it was just like, yeah, it was pretty bad.
Okay. I think this happened right afterwards. They just took the Ghost Wing on the back of that fight. I think. Oh, wait a second. Is this game 4?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I thought this was game 5. I did this today, so I'm tripping. Let me replay it. Sorry. Don't mind me. Just losing my mind a bit. Yeah, so I guess the shot call for them was that because Hammy was Atlas, they could then portal.
Yeah, that portal was so good.
At which everything, I think what I wrote was everything for them made sense and was great. And it definitely seemed like it threw you guys off a bit. Except for they make a shot call. I guess it's not a shot, but they make a decision. Somebody does, probably Gabe, that, okay, we got Hammy. They can't beat us in a fight. Let's go finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people get to notice too late or something, and you guys finally get. I mean, this is an even trade, 2 for 2, I think.
Yeah, Shady gets a really good pull to
Yeah,
save that.
yeah. Because see, if you look where Gabe was, the one with the Crucible, he wasn't there. Like he didn't hear or see that the pull was happening because the decision had already been made to go to mid lane and the
Yeah,
game.
they were backing off and they were gonna end game to
Yeah.
mid, but then they like Shada just caught him off guard, like which was really well played by him.
Why does Hammy kite the way he does? Is only that and him not using his block. It's the only other things I noticed. Because it seems like you're all going to your turret for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think he's dead there either way. To be honest, even if he kites towards us, like they're all on top of him. There's nothing he can do. Yeah. Yeah, Lara Flicker, the engagements are just ridiculous. Like, you see they all portaled in and they were all invisible, dude.
Yeah. It's a
And
pretty
then
crazy fight.
Yeah. If Shaded doesn't get that pull there, I'm pretty sure we lose the game.
Yeah, you do. Which is why they made that call.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to win a fight with just TiVo doing damage?
Yeah.
Unless
He
you're...
basically saved the game there. Well, we still ended up losing, but, you know.
It definitely prolonged it. And you're so far behind that, like, tying a fight, because it was just an even trade, is such a boon
really
for your team. Yeah. All right. Actually, let me pause this. I want to see if I wrote anything else we didn't cover. Pause. No, we talked about all that. All right. Replay. Oh, this one scared me when I saw this live. I'm sure you remember this.
Oh, yeah. I was checking to see if they were on Black Clock.
Yeah. Such a good start to the fight again. I guess old school is just too big at this point.
That Adagio ult deleted Tio's health bar.
Okay, let's watch it again. I don't know if T-Tigers didn't even see you or what, but he just walks right by you. Stays in the bush. The beginning of the fight is so weird. Dude, the portals again. Fuck. Gabe and Shaded are so fucking good. It's like stupid. All I do with my portals is troll.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
Any comments or thoughts seeing that a couple times? What should you have done here that you didn't do? Because it seems like...
I think I stunned... In the beginning, I stunned Tiggs there, and I think I could have tried to stun Chuck out of his ult, but I think he reflex blocked it either way, so... Maybe if I try and stun him before the ult, but, fuck, man. They get pulled in...
This is right off the back of that last fight. Because you can see at the beginning, like Silvernail, Reza, Yates are all still dead when this fight starts. Like, they just came up. They're coming from the spawns, like, straight up running over here. Silence was good.
Yeah, I missed Tiggs with it, though.
I don't think that was your fault, though. I'm actually surprised it didn't hit. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that fight.
Wait, can you replay it one more time? I want to check something.
Yes, I can.
Let's see here.
Dude, it's insane that you didn't silence Tigers, actually.
Yeah, that looks like it's right on here. Okay, no, so yeah, I was trying to see if I could have stunned Chuck out of his ult, but he reflex blocked as he was ulting.
They were also stacked on top of each other, so
yeah,
there's a decent chance that you don't. I just noticed something, and now I have to rewatch it.
I was also so low to start off that fight.
Why isn't it? Dude, I hate how small the items are and the abilities with this spectator view. Oh, because it was still on cooldown.
My Crucible?
No, Shaded's Fountain. Trying to see when it comes off. It doesn't matter. You guys already lost the fight by the time it comes off. And that's that.
Yeah, that ult was just... That Adagio ult did so much damage. And I literally died to it because I was already like half HP.
Any final thoughts about that game?
Yeah, I guess just communicating better our like crucibles and our stuns and stuff. But that game, that was definitely winnable. Unlike the game before that, this game I thought. Yeah, we started off so well this game, and then the flicker ult, like Tiggs with his ults, like carried this game. through the mid game portion. But yeah, it was rough.
All right, here we go. Last one. There was once again a break in between these two games. Anything you want to say about strategy, specifically draft, I guess? But
So yeah, going into this one, we said like Flicker is actually a really big problem, and we don't want them playing that anymore.
Makes sense to me after rewatching all these for like the third time.
Yeah, that's the one thing I remember. It's like we decided Flicker was a really big problem, so I think we banned it. But yeah.
Okay, they ban Arden first, which they have every game other than the first one. There's my other thing here. You guys banned Flicker. They banned Vox. You banned Celeste. Is Celeste Chuck's best hero? You said that, right?
Yep.
One of them.
They get Lorelei, right?
Yeah, they first pick Lorelei. That's a change. What do you think about that with Churn on the board? Lyra.
Well, I think once Vox and Celeste are gone, I think Lorelai's the best mid to choose from. So yeah.
Okay. So their pick totally makes sense then.
Mm-hmm.
Lyra Churn makes sense to me,
Yeah.
based on what we talked about. Adagio Silvernail. They get Silvernail again for the third time in a row.
Yeah. We get lift. Yeah, this draft was pretty bad too.
What should you have done differently? Obviously, it should have already happened. What should you have done here that you didn't do? Get Silvernail? Lyra Silvernail?
No, I think we needed Lyra Adagio. But it still leaves us in a shitty position because they get what? Churn Silver now. But the reason I say Lyra Adagio is because once they take Adagio, we don't have any good mid options.
Yeah.
Other than having Hammy go mid Lyra, but like I said.
Yeah. We already said that's not really an option.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Even with unpracticed, do you think it would have been better than Idris? Like if you have that realization right now during this stage?
I think so, yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, we kind of.
Lyra CP with Churn could be good too.
Mm-hmm. I guess we didn't think they would take Adagio that early, but I mean it makes sense. They played this draft really well. This is what I was saying we should have done the last game. We shouldn't have taken Finn. We should have taken Adagio to take it. Yeah, like their draft is what. Yeah, look, this is what I said right last draft. We first picked Lorelei, and then we got Yates Finn. I said no, we should have done Adagio Silvernail. And that's what they did. It's like really smart.
Let's see. Yeah, you guys took Lorelei.
And we did Yates Finn.
Damn.
Yeah.
Pro strats, Neon.
Bro.
Dude, bro.
But yeah.
Okay, well. You have no chance of winning, but let's go through it again.
Yeah, they just outdrafted us at this point right now. What do we pick next?
Jewel, Kinetic.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of forced into those.
Yeah, nothing else really to do.
Catherine's not an option here.
No, not really.
Because it didn't work well last time, or because it's just not the same comp? You don't have Finn.
I mean, maybe if we did like Finn, like if we did Finn Churn. No, but like we can't do Finn because we already have Lyra support. So yeah,
right. All right. This was one of the things I mentioned about this draft and the game. So they pick Inara, Reza. Reza makes sense. This is the first time we've seen Inara in this series. And I don't know if it's just because Tigers is a god, but she seems really good.
Yeah.
Why didn't you
We
guys ever pick
knew
her? Does
we knew
Delphi
she was
not
good. We
like
knew
her?
she was good coming into the series, jungle and bot. But nobody had practice on her.
Gotcha. Okay,
I
so
mean, Delphi could have played it, but I guess he wasn't too confident on it.
gotcha.
And Tiggs had been playing it for a long time. But yeah, it's just us not having any practice on it whatsoever.
Okay, because she seemed like
No, yeah,
undisputedly the best jungler in the game during this series.
Yeah.
Like he makes such an impact. Like I think more than Flicker even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and then you pick Idris.
Yeah, like I said, after like Lorelei, Adagio, Lyra.
Scarfier is not viable at all.
No, because they have the Reza and the Nara to dive him. He'll get one shot, and so we're not. Yeah, no. I mean, anything mid. Like, there's nothing left to play mid. He's literally
Yeah, we talked about a lot of this at the beginning when we went over the first draft. Like, Varya's not going to work.
Idris is bad as well. Scarf is bad. Like, yeah, everything's off the board. The only thing is what you said. Like, Lyra mid would have definitely been better.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Fight 1. We're almost there.
Yeah, you're good.
Dang, we've been streaming for forever.
Anyways.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. School breaks. Enjoy it. All I can say is enjoy it. Here's the first fight.
Hello?
This is... Hello?
Oh, okay, I thought you cut out.
No, I was trying to remember what I wanted to say. So, like, this kind of reminded me, and I think I even wrote in the notes, of that fight the other game where you guys made a shot call from mid to go... I don't think you're involved in this team fight at all, but there was a shot call made to go from mid to gank old school, which is exactly what happened before. But the other team sees you do it, so they just follow your team into it, and then they get numbers. This exact thing happened either last game.
Another thing to note is old school's on silver nail here, so his ult mitigated that entire engagement. He pushed back everyone there. I don't know if you want to replay that to watch.
Oh, I definitely want to play it a couple times. But like, yeah. Hammy never even goes through the portal before that ult.
Yeah.
So why the decision at all, I guess?
I guess he saw like they were right behind him. I don't know. And then I wasn't even... I told them like I had to push out my lane, like don't engage, but...
So your team lost because they didn't listen to you?
No.
I'm confirming that.
Shaded saw that old school was alone, so he thought it would be like an easy kill.
Yeah, they could kill him beforehand.
Yeah, but
dude, it's the Inara like war treads basically.
And the silver nail pushed everyone back.
Yeah, but even without that.
Yeah, like with the Inara.
Watch this CC. This friendly CC. It's insane. They're like basically step for step with them. They're not even in front of them.
Yeah,
it's crazy. All right. Well. All right. We talked about all that. Some of these there's really like not much to say. It's pretty obvious watching it what happened. Dude, this fucking Inara, man. It's crazy. That was my whole take on this game. Not live, but rewatching it. Like, how was Inara not picked before this?
I think they were just saving it for the last game. Or, like, they were saving it until, like, the game they needed to.
You think they knew that it was this strong?
Yeah, for sure. Tiggs had been spamming it a lot in scrims. But we had no practice on it. So we were like, But yeah, they definitely knew it was strong, and I guess they didn't want to show it earlier on because maybe I guess we would have banned it. But yeah,
Damn. All right, I'm gonna replay the beginning of it one more time because it's all Tigs, as you guys call them. I don't know them, so I don't call them that. But all T-Tigers. Damn.
Yeah, Chuck is so ahead of Hammy at this point.
Slap at the bass, mama. Slap at the bass, mama. Slap at that bass, mama. I slap at
If you're watching the video, you're hearing my follow notification. So, if you're wondering why. Yep, I just mentioned in our. What's great, like if you look at how deep into the game this is, and you do take a turret while this happens. I think it's this one. But it's only 8 minutes in. Oh no, it's not this one. It's only 8 minutes in, and they're about to get tier 2 mid turret.
Yeah, they're so ahead at this point. Like, insane.
Like the fact that this game doesn't end before 15 minutes is a credit to you guys, because I think you actually played pretty well. Like this.
Yeah.
I know you lost, but this might have been your team's best performance. It just doesn't show because you didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched this earlier today when I compiled all these notes, and that was my take on it. So the beginning of this fight, it's really long and drawn out, the beginning, so I'm not going to play it. But you guys make the call to go on Black Cloud because Silver Nails, you're 5 men on it, and Silver Nails bottom lane.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And you do get it. I mean, you do get the Black Claw. But this happens. So honestly, a really good ult by you. You hit like 3 targets and did half their health.
Yeah, that was. And then old school's just, yeah.
I'm gonna replay it one more time. But yeah, they go in because they know old school is about to get there. Like they were just waiting for him, which is why you guys took Black Clock, because you knew they wouldn't want to fight without him.
Mm-hmm.
Good poke by TiVo there.
Honestly, the reason why I also like that is I saw all of them like
In a
like,
line chasing Hammy.
in a line chasing Hammy. So I was like, okay, they're just gonna ignore me. But then they just turn around and they kill me. But yeah,
It made sense. I mean, I don't think it was a bad choice. I think if you could do this fight over again, you would have done the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
The fact that you guys didn't kill T-Tigers, like I get that you want to kite away from where old school's coming from, but that's the only other thing I noted that was surprising. Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's just so far behind everyone.
Yeah, I even wrote that. You guys are behind on levels and items.
Yeah.
And another thing that's worth noting is that if Tribe gets Black Claw, even though it's so early in the game, they win because they've already taken out 2 your mid turrets. So you just have one left and they're ahead. So I wrote, so even the denial of Black Claw was probably worth.
Yeah, for sure.
With how that fight ended. So I'll chalk that up to a win for you guys. That fight. So once again, you guys are behind quite a bit, actually. I think this was the game you were behind the most. You're behind, and you've already
20K,
done.
I think. Not at this point, but
I think at this point it's 10K. Right after this, the casters mention that you're 10K behind. And it's been 10K
it goes
for a
up
while
though.
in the game.
I'm pretty sure.
Another great fight, considering you guys are behind.
Chuck survives for so long there. My God.
All right, that was the first play. I'm gonna read notes real quick because I haven't been doing that, and I'm supposed to. So yeah, you started that fight because you guys saw that Old School had ported.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One thing I wrote is that Shaded picked a weird way to leave. Like when you guys were started leaving towards your side, Shaded goes high when everybody else goes low. I thought he probably could have got TiVo out. Let's watch it again. You can see what I'm talking about. I mean, it's nitpicky. You guys still technically won that fight because it's an even trade, and
Yeah.
you should be losing fights. But just that's the whole point of this is analyzing fights. So. That Vision Gaming has good vision, and they see School leave. I'll jump on Chuck. Really good ult by the second best CPU jewel in the world. Me being the first. Okay, see how Shaded goes high? I know you guys are terrified of School, and rightly so.
Yeah.
But I feel like he could have got out, and he could have got TiVo out there.
I think after we got Chuck, like Shady just told us like, all right, everyone, let's get out. But then Tiggs like got a 3-man stun on us.
Yeah, he did, right as he died. I mean, Inar is insane.
Yeah.
And he plays her masterfully for a new hero.
Mm-hmm.
He's good at Vainglory. Who knew? So I even wrote here, second even trade despite being over 10k gold behind.
Yeah.
Okay. Final fight of the series. You just had 2 trades, which you shouldn't have. Given how far you were behind, so you guys are doing really well, like I said. Another good ult. All your ults were really good this game. I think everybody on your team was actually playing really well. It's like...
They're so low.
Yeah, they're all at half health, and your team's almost completely full. The only thing I will say, like positioning-wise, is you guys got a little bunched up there. In that bush.
Wow, dude, the fact that.
But
yeah.
Not only are they so low, but Gabe's already used all of his activatables. I remember this fight because it's the last one I watched. Yeah, I even wrote it here. Despite both Gabe's activatables being down and your team being more healthy than Tribe, when the actual fight starts, you can't do anything. And it's just because you're so far behind. But let's watch it again, and everybody can pay attention to those things I just noticed, or noted. And they're all half health because of your ult too, dude. Which is crazy. Well, and Ghost Wings. Ghost Wings actually doing work right now.
Yeah, it is.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Anything you see that you could have maybe done?
No, I think Old School just carried that fight really well.
Yeah, he did. Every fight, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Really good of them to turn around right there. Damn.
Rip.
Damn, he almost died too. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Chuck's ult is like... Chuck's ult wins them the game right there. Viewers, pay attention to Old School. He's like center screen, the bottom of the screen right now. Half health right now. Dude. Do you think Hammy maybe should have just dove that? I mean, this is super nitpicky. You guys played that fight really well, but that's the only thing I could see. Like, he backs up and dies and doesn't do anything, and maybe he could have got one more hit down on him.
Maybe.
But he's not going to get through that barrier.
Old School had a really good ult to push everyone away from him.
Damn, dude. So I already mentioned this,
but insanely difficult too. There's no animation. I mean, there's no sound. It's like the tiniest little thing ever. Like you have to basically guess when he's gonna shoot that if you want to block it.
They've been adding a lot of stuff like that lately. It's kind of how Inara's ult is too, right?
Well, you can't block Inara's ult.
Or I don't know. Whatever she has that stuns people, is that her ult?
Oh, the kickback. Yeah, that
it happens pretty fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't played against either of them enough to really know. I already mentioned this. You guys did really well this game. Sucks that you lost, but
yeah.
Oh, look. I asked this earlier. Any final takes on this game?
No, I mean, it's just the draft. And like, I was pretty impressed that we were winning fights, even though we were so behind on gold.
It's actually, especially like the highest level of pro play, like that almost never happens.
Yeah.
And they were full team fights too. It's not like...
Yeah.
I don't know. We kind of already talked about all my overall points I have here.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned all the stuff. Well, thank you, dude. I know that took forever, but I think it was actually really good. I enjoyed it.
I did too. Yeah, even though it brings back.
No, yeah, it's painful to see, but it's
yeah.
It never ceases to amaze me how like the littlest things is what. Like, obviously, we talked about the big things, the drafts. Like, that's the big things. But in individual fights, you can see it's just this one thing. Like, early on, the fight where Shaded stepped in front of Hammy right as Hammy Sonic zoomed, and he was the one that got pulled. Like, that could have changed the course of that whole game, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the little things
that fight, last fight right there, if you kill Old School, you guys probably win that fight. And if you win that fight, you get Ghost Wing and then Black Claw. And, like, maybe even can win the game. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Like, so many little things. Like, moments of time that completely change, so many things.
Yeah.
I guess I should follow them since I just absorbed all their content for so long. All right. That's all I got for you, dude. Anything else you want to say?
No, I mean...
You got 26 million people watching you live right now, let alone the billions that will watch on YouTube.
No, I just had a lot of fun. It sucks that we couldn't get first. I really wanted, obviously, really wanted to take that win home, going to China representing USA, because honestly, I think that series right there was like the world finals.
Right.
In my opinion. But yeah, no, it just sucks that only one team gets to go, because I think, yeah.
It should be like, it's funny, they do it like the Olympics, they say, but it should be like the Olympics, like the track events or the swim events, where if they have multiple athletes from one country that are better, like they can still qualify multiple. That'd be the ideal way to do it while still doing country representation, I think.
Mm-hmm. I just think that, like...
Because what you want, if you're setting up a competition, is the best teams to compete against each other.
Mm-hmm. And my honest opinion, like, us and Tribe are probably, like, the best teams out there right now. Like, I don't think anyone can like even compete. The only team I see is like Ace, maybe.
Yeah.
But other than that, like everyone else, there's just no way.
Well, I'm sorry, dude. I was rooting for you. Thanks for taking the time to relive this heartbreak.
No problem. Thanks.
I appreciate your time. Yeah, I was rooting for you. And Forecourt Jester's an idiot. Although, in his defense, he hasn't been paying much attention to Vainglory, so he probably did a pretty good job considering he doesn't care about this game much anymore. But he was very harsh on you for like the silliest things. Like the game you played Catherine, they made fun of you for only having like 10 stacks. Like as if you had 30 stacks, you guys would have won the game. Like,
yeah,
are you
it
retarded?
makes much of a difference.
Do you not know how top lane works? Even I know that, and I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna wrap up this stream. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks again for Toff for the host. I know it wasn't very interactive, but that was the goal at the outset. I just figured I could do this live since I was recording a video on OBS anyway. So that's all I got. I'll see if I can host somebody, because that's a thing good streamers do. Neon's the second best jewel. That's another thing that's important to say.
Okay.
Because I am the best CP jewel. Alright. I'm going to send you to Ace Gaming Stream, the second best team at the WSG World Finals.
There you go.
Where the fuck is my stream? I don't even have it up on my own thing.
Let's see.
Sweet box. There we go. Does that work? I don't know if that worked. Alright, whatever. Stopping the stream.